I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amber. This is amaraslogic. Got a new video for you today. Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news, live edition. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. You saw the thumbnail. You saw the title of this video. It's just been so much back and forth going on the last few days with myself and with Bucks Nation in the chat about Marcus Smart, and you've heard his name come out in multiple podcasts, I would say, the last couple weeks. So I figured, why not do a Sunday live and let's talk about this. That's all I want to talk about today is Marcus Smart. Do we make that trade? What impact does it have for Bucks Nation? Is that something y'all looking forward to a move to making? And is it worth the sacrifice of what Bucks would need to give up to get Marcus Smart? And always remember, when we talking about trades, salaries need to match. I think Marcus Smart would be perfect addition to this team. I think he will give us exactly what we need as far as defensively. On a great on the ball defender, great hustle guy. He would provide that same type of impact that Drew did. His only downfall is sometimes he takes poor shot selection. But if you can calm that down and he can play within the confines of the system, I think getting Marcus Smart is exactly what we need because we're really hurting on defense right now. We got to be real. I know some of it's not understanding the scheme. Also, Dame Lillard not being a great defender, neither is Beasley. So we're lacking right there at perimeter defense. And now if you put Marcus Smart there, I think it would be poetic justice. If we lost Drew to Boston and then somehow got Marcus Smart here from Memphis. Wouldn't that be crazy? That we go at it with them with both our opposite guys on both rivals with opposite teams now. That'll be crazy. That would be a storyline for the NBA. I really think something like this might happen, y'all. I'm being dead serious. Like I said, the conversations in the chat have really been 50-50. I would not even say, I say like 60-40, like we need to do this trade. And the stopper for most people is Bobby Portis. That's really the stopper for most people because we know Bobby Portis is kind of our energy guy. He's a double machine waiting to happen. Uh and I get that. I get that. But would this be a move worth making at the sacrifice of Bobby? And the reason you have to include Bobby is because of salary. That's really what it is. And this is a very intriguing topic. Like I said, y'all been going wild, but that's why we was talking. I was like, man, I might go live. Then I just like, hey, we going live. So let's just talk about it, y'all. I do want to show some stats so it puts things in perspective. And shout out to the chat. Shout out to Bucks Nation. James, I see you in here. My boy RJ back out of United Kingdom. I see you in there. Daniel, my boy James. Yeah, you should tap in, James. The Jimmy Roller in the chat. Bucks #1. What's good? What's good? I'm about to put up some stats here. Got a plan, Stan. What up? Caruso too has been discussed a lot. Caruso too definitely has been discussed a lot. What up, D Gibbs? But let's get into some proof of why or how this could work and why we're even having this live, right? So this was the mock trade that was presented on the internet. Obviously, this is not from no rinky dink website. This is from behind the Bucks pass. Grading Bleacher Report's mock trade for Marcus Smart. The trade will give up Marcus Smart for Bobby Portis, Pat Connaughton, Marjon Beauchamp, and a 2024 second round pick to the Blazers. Okay, why are we giving the main question I know people are asking is about Marjon and Bobby, right? Okay, so if we go here, right? Marcus Smart's salary 18 million this year, 19 and 21, right? This is the Bucks salaries. Pat is getting 9 pretty much all the way. Let's just say 95. So 9.5 million all the way through, right? Beauchamp, that's 11. Let's just say 3, so 12 million, right? Then you got Bobby Portis at 11 million. So that's how the salaries would have to work. I don't know if there's anybody else that we could use to make up for that. Maybe instead of giving up Beauchamp, you give up Jay Crowder, but I don't even know if they would want Jay Crowder. But that's the only substitution I could see that would make sense, as if people don't want to give up Beauchamp. But there's no way that this trade happens, y'all, without giving up Bobby Portis. Financially, there's no way that that happens. So we got to be realistic in our expectations if we think this trade is worth it or not. And again, let's go over that. So you got Bobby Portis, Pat Connaughton, Beauchamp, 2024 second round pick for Marcus Smart. And you got to keep in mind, Marcus Smart's salary, 18 million this year, 19 million the following year, 21 million the year after. We got to keep that in consideration, which is why we have to make the salaries work, and which is why we would really have no choice but to include Bobby Portis. With that being said, Bucks Nation, would you be willing to make this trade for Marcus Smart? Is he that valuable where you're willing to give up Bobby P? That's the real question. Are you willing to give up Bobby P? I think a good chunk of y'all are okay giving up Beauchamp. You're not happy about it, but you do it. But I think there's a real there's a no-go for a lot of people with including Bobby Portis. So I definitely want to see what the chat got to say about that. And as y'all pop in here, if you can please hit the like button. Hey, we doing a Sunday live just to talk Bucks, just general Bucks talk. Talk about this Marcus Smart. Come on, y'all. Let's get that likes. Let's get them likes up. Shout out to Bucks Nation. Let me get to some of these comments too. I'm interested to see what Bucks Nation thinks about this possible trade, because we've been talking about this for a minute. I mean, Jesus, like for a while. I think it's about time. Now the rumor mills are picking up. I think it's about time we have a serious discussion, because y'all know whatever we talk about end up happening. You already know that. What up, Brandon? Hey, give me a second, Brandon. I'm gonna tap you in. Daniel, James, go ahead and tap in. Y'all, I put the link. Let me get up together here, y'all. Let me get a couple comments, and then I'm gonna get to you, Brandon. Give me a second. Yeah, yeah. All right, let's see here. Let's start here from the top. My boy James Woods, salute, salute. Okay, I'm down for some Sunday night Bucks chat with the dopest Bucks chat on the net. Absolutely. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Bucks number one said Marjan Pat at multiple second round picks is good enough in my opinion. True, but the salary's gotta work though. That's why I wanted to show you all the numbers. The salary's gotta work. My boy Jimmy Roller was good. Man, does Giannis really still need his brother to hold his to hold his bag on the bench? Bro, I don't know, fam. James Wood said, "I'm telling you, bro, they not playing for dude. They might not be. I don't know. I don't know what's the deal with Griffin, but I do know somebody like Marcus Smart would make his job a lot easier and make it a lot his complex defense work a lot better with a true on the ball defender though. I bet you our defense will look immediately better. My boy Matt, what up, Matt? He said, "Let's go, Amber with the light." Yeah, bro, let's chop it up for a little bit on this Sunday. This has been swirling around. I know my boy Daniel been talking about this for a minute. Driz Dwarf, we've been talking offline about this. I know Mr. Cool, quite a few other people. We chat all week. Like I said, this is friends and family here. We stay in constant contact. My boy Daniel Orr said, "Laughing out loud." Okay, then. What up, Daniel? You know you got to tap in, fam. Got a plan stand said, "What's good, Bucks Nation?" What up, what up, what up? RJ Back said, "Hi, Bucks. Now I said this last podcast. We got to make this happen." No, you did. Salute. Hey, RJ Back. I'm not, hey, bro. That's why we having them, because of people like yourself all through the chat talking about we need to get Marcus Smart. That's what'll get us over the hump. Hey, that's why we having this Sunday night pod. It's just been too much back and forth. It's been too much. I'm about to tap you in here in 1 second. My boy Brandon. Let me just get through a couple of comments. Marcus Bucks number 1 said Caruso or Smart. Yeah, I didn't throw in Caruso, but Caruso too has been mentioned quite a lot. He been mentioned quite a lot. Let me tap you in, Brandon. Let me tap you in. Give me a second here. All right, Brandon, you on mic, bro. So tell me, this is all we talking about today. Is this Marcus Smart possible trade? What would you do the trade? If so, are you okay with what we giving up? If not, what would you substitute? But you got to keep in consideration that we have to make the salaries match. But go ahead, it's on you, Brandon.
I think, I agree because as Marcus Smart want out of Memphis, we can make that deal happen.
Oh, I agree. I agree. Hold on 1 second, Brandon. I'm about to tap in Daniel too. Hold on. Get all three of y'all. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up?
What's up, bro?
What?
Damn, what's up, bro?
What
What's up,
up?
boy?
What up? All right. So hey, I had to do the live today. Hey, Brandon, Dan, we've been going like it's been nonstop in the chat section over the last couple days about this Marcus Smart thing, and now it's starting to hit Twitter. Like it's more mock trades going on. So
Yeah,
that lets us know that something could be coming. And y'all know when we start talking about stuff, hey, things start happening. So
yeah.
what I'm proposing to both of y'all, let me let Brandon answer first. Are you okay with this trade? And then I want you to answer next, Daniel. And are you okay with what we're giving up? And is it worth it to get us over the hump? And will this move get us over the hump? You first, Brandon.
Well, I can give it to Ford to Dan first so I can let him have it first.
Oh
Okay.
man.
Oh, go
But
ahead, Dan.
I'll go.
Salute.
Now, salute to you, Brandon. But I, it's the Bobby Portis thing, man. And I understand you said the money and everything, but man, yes, he's a lot bit on defense. But the money that we pay him, to what he does on the off the bench, man, I don't know if I want to do that.
Right. Hey, you see what
But
James just said, though? Check this out, too, just to piggyback off what you said. Now, this is a different perspective now. James said straight up, we don't need any more players, just someone who could effectively lead who we got. So is that a problem?
no, I don't think it'd be a problem. But the problem is, you know, that defense is so bad. It just they just need to add something.
Hey, if you got the game on, you got to turn the game off in the background. Okay, my man had to leave. Hold on, let me move this around real quick. Give me
Okay,
1 second. Let me be 1 second here. All right, hold on.
see
All
me
right.
now.
Yeah, you good, good, good. I'll
Yeah.
tap you in one
Now,
second, Brandon. Go ahead, Daniel.
yeah, the problem is, the chemistry. You already. I was watching a YouTube video, and I'm gonna probably try to email you the YouTube video, but it was really perspective of why the defense was still is being bad, but they still
Mm.
they said we still good right now. We still in a good spot, but just the efficiencies and then just missing plays on defense is really hurting us right now. And yes, I would love to have Marcus Smart. Don't get it twisted. I would love to have Marcus Smart. What he's plays defense. It's just the problem is I think too much for Marcus Smart. My opinion. I just think a little bit too much. I mean, and then like you said, the money got to add up. Just how the money had to add up for Drew Holiday when he got traded, and I understood that
Right.
perspective when he got. But it's I don't know. I just don't
Would you
know.
prefer? Let me ask you this: would you prefer Alex Caruso? Would that be an easier pill to swallow for you? Because I think we would need to give up less
I would rather get
financial. Let
Caruso.
me see. I'm actually while you talking, I'm gonna look up Caruso's salary real quick.
And look at the salary. At that point, if it's cheaper, I'll just get Caruso. I think Caruso is a little better 3-point shooter than um 3-point shooter than Marcus Smart. We watched him multiple
I
times. He
think
can
he's a
shoot
little
that.
bit more controlled than Smart.
Yeah, and Marcus Smart, he gets a little hot head sometimes. So
Okay, so Alex Caruso's $9 million a year.
so you could give up Beauchamp, give up Pat, give him a second round pick, and then there you go. I mean,
I think that would be the safer bet, and
I
I think it would still be impactful. But I understand Marcus Smart. But I think like team wise, I think Caruso will probably be the easier blend in fit for the team.
yeah, you just don't. It's so many personalities at that point. You try to get Giannis, then you got Dame, then you got Marcus Smart, and
Another
then yeah,
hothead, a Draymond type of
yeah.
intensity player. I don't. That's my that I do worry about that as well. But I get the trying to make that move and what he brings defensively.
Yeah, he does. It's crazy defense and like one of the top. You know, you see why he got defensive player of the year. But
Right.
I'm
He
just
tenacious, bro.
he is.
But
I
so is
just
Caruso though. So is Caruso. So
yeah.
we need to propose that to Bucks Nation too. Are do you guys just want Caruso or Smart, or is it really just tunnel vision on Smart? Because if we're saying Caruso, this is a completely different conversation. Because you really can give up Pat second round pick if you need to throw in Bo, you could, but you really like player for player, the salaries match. You know what I'm saying?
That's what my thought process is. Like, I don't think you just give up on Bochamp just like that. You know, yeah,
Right. No,
he's been.
I agree, but the
I,
people want to win now, bro.
I know. And then like some people, from YouTube, I think it was too raw for TV. You
Uh
know who
huh.
he is, right?
Right.
He was, getting on us saying why we want to win so bad. I mean, why we're like not being patient with the coach.
Right.
And I want him like, look, like it's not him being like because he thought that he's pretty much saying that it's probably because they don't give a black coach a chance. I'm like,
No, no,
it's
no.
not.
It's not. It's nothing about race with this.
It's
It's about
not
what we
about.
seen on the floor. On the floor. That's the
I'm
problem.
sure you saw what happened to I mean, when the LeBron had the Cavaliers and that they had that one coach from European, he couldn't do
Right.
right, and they just
He
got
didn't do right. Got
ass.
him up out of there. Sometimes that's
Yeah,
just what it is. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It ain't no disrespect. Sometimes that's just what it is. If he don't know what he's doing, this is a team that's ready to win now. We're giving you time, but to say that we're gonna give you a full year is kind of crazy.
It's
I don't know
wasting
if that's
time.
gonna happen. I feel like he got to about the All Star break to look like something. Otherwise, I think he could get out of there. Or they try to make this move and get Marcus Smart or Caruso, and hopefully then that gives him the player he needs to orchestrate the defense that he's trying to implement. That's the other
Well,
way to look at it. You know what I'm saying?
like you already said, like you said in your live.
Mm.
I remember you said we're gonna get Dane, and I'm like, yeah, you get Dane? You crazy me? I
Right.
don't think I fix. And I
Right.
said about a week later,
Right, you
I'm
got that. Right.
like,
All I'm
well,
saying is something gonna shake, bro. This is
yeah.
one of the three things is gonna shake, and I guarantee it. I can't tell you which one, but one of these three things is gonna shake. We either gonna get rid of Griffin, or we're gonna get Caruso, or we're gonna get Smart. One of those three things are guaranteed to happen for this team, just because of the position we're in, expectations, the pressure is on. One of those three things I guarantee will happen. And the least path to resistance to me will be trying to get Caruso because of money. I
I
think
don't think.
Caruso is who I would want. I understand Marcus Smart, but due to finances, I would think Caruso and locker room wise would be he would blend in a lot easier. But then some people might say we need a PJ Tucker type. And then if you're saying that, then that's Marcus Smart. I'm just saying that's people always saying we missing that. Go ahead, Brandon.
Go ahead,
Okay,
Brandon. Go ahead.
I think I agree. I agree, but I think I like to go with Alex Caruso
Yep.
because because I think he fit perfectly on the team.
Yep.
That way we don't have to give up too much.
Right.
I think with Marcus Smart, I
That
think we have to
Bobby. Yep.
buy.
Yeah, you have to just to make the salaries work. You have to include Bobby, y'all. You got to understand with this Marcus Smart trade, there is no workaround. You have to include Bobby for the numbers to work. So when Bucks Nation is looking at those trades, understand you cannot get Marcus Smart without including Bobby P. There's no way. There's no way that that's happening.
I think if we do that trade, we're gonna lose our bench man because you're gonna have no guy that come off the bench like Bobby. And I mean, I understand the logic of we need to do something, but we could give her Bobby like that. I mean, I just don't think we'll have a bench. That's
Yeah,
when
no, it would hurt our bench absolutely, and then
he's been
or it forces the young guys to get back in. So that means Andre Jackson Jr. gonna get more time. We're hoping Crowder come back. It would be to that effect. And then to me, I would want to move Robin Lopez for a big. I really don't understand. Robin Lopez is useless on this team. Respectfully, him and Thanasis is useless. If I could move both of them and whatever cash considerations, to even if it's a prospect, but a big that can move. As much as I love Brook has almost zero lateral movement.
No, he doesn't.
And just
He's like
I
walking
understand.
quick.
Yeah, we need somebody with some quickness. We just do as a change of pace. Kind of like you have the running back, that's the power back, and then you got like the scat back, the fast guy. You know what I'm saying? We need a change of pace like that. Go ahead. What was you saying, Brandon?
Also, I've been saying it for for a minute that we need to get Robin Lopez off the team. Remember that last podcast. I want, like, I bent the deep, but we still have to make.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you.
And also, I want to see what big man we can get who are available.
Well, yeah, but we can't really worry about that though until the buyout season starts. You know what I'm saying? Like after All-Star break, when they start having buyouts, then that's when I think we'll be able to address the athletic big. It's when we have the when they start having the buyout contract buyouts. I think then we'll address the having a big at that point. But I think right now we do need to address a guard that's defense dominant. We need to get the Caruso or the Smart. But I don't know if the Smart, I mean, even though Bobby's been struggling this year and everybody has seen it, I don't know if you give all of that up. So you're giving up Bobby, Beauchamp. You're giving up three key players on our bench for one guy. He would be a starter now, and that would put Beasley back to the bench. So you obviously Marcus Smart would be your starting two guard at that point. And
I
then go ahead.
wanted to ask you both the chat, you Brandon and you Amber.
Uh-huh.
Um, was it kind of blessing that the Bucks kind of lost that first game against the Pacers because you both watched that travesty Saturday with the Lakers winning. And it was like they gave all the stuff that we wanted calls. They was giving Lakers all those
Oh, the call.
calls.
Right, bro.
I, I,
It was
I
they
just
didn't
like
want us there, bro. And we didn't want it ourselves. We didn't play good enough, but that we definitely didn't get no help from the officials. Let's be clear. We definitely didn't get any help from the official.
at all. And then LeBron trying to make fun of saying, "Oh, you had a who had the better flu game? You or Austin Reeves or Michael Jordan?" I'm like, bro, don't do that,
Right.
man. Don't like, and, bro. Like you bomb on LeBron. I bomb on LeBron. They call me, oh,
Right.
you're a hater, dude. Like
Hey,
I'm
hey,
doing
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're not saying to throw away the backup center. We're saying if we can get another young athletic big or a buyout big, let's get rid of Robin. Not get rid of him without no backup plan. No, no, no. I feel what you're saying. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, bro. I'm not saying that. But I feel where you coming from, but I'm not saying that. Let's go a couple more minutes, then I'm gonna get back in the chat here, y'all. But
yeah.
I want to say
I
this.
what other thing though too. I know Gibson always bring this up, but I really think it's starting to kind of show a lot more. Is we might need a lead assistant coach.
I agree.
But what happened to Terry Stotts? That's the question that we really want to
He
ask. That's
won't
a
let
big
that go. This
they
Daniel
said.
ain't gonna let this go till he get answer.
What happened to Terry Stotts? Like me and B Strike, like you know what? We want to know what happened.
You want
Like, bro,
answer? Hey, y'all want? You been standing on it. You gonna find? You gonna find it out? Hey, the big
Brian,
boss of the Bleacher Report want answers if you don't get your people on the job and figure out what's going on.
I don't know,
Daniel.
man. I don't know what happened. Like it's like he's about to play. Like they're about to start the season. Then like 2 days before the season started, yep, Terry Stotts
All right.
retired. I mean, left. I'm like,
Right. Hey, no
hey,
strays, ENT. That's what I'm saying. I almost feel like it would happen for the NBA for the storyline. Marcus Smart to come play for the Bucks, going against Drew Holiday on the Celtics. I think the storyline is almost like WWE. You know what I'm saying? It would be great entertainment if we could do it. It would be
money.
I
great entertainment.
I think we can go for it because how Caruso can be cheaper
Yeah.
as they,
I
but
I do now. That's
it
okay. Okay, so let's have that conversation.
oh,
Okay, so does Caruso give you the same impact as Marcus Smart? And that's to the chat too. I'm gonna be looking through the comments. Do
I
you
will
guys think
say,
Marcus Smart and Caruso are like for like? That's what I'm asking.
I will say yes because
Okay.
like we watched Caruso play against the Bucks multiple times, and who was the thorn on our side against the Bulls?
It was
It was
Caruso. It was
it was
Caruso.
it wasn't even DeRozan. It wasn't
Right,
even
it Caruso, bro.
it was him.
Right.
That Lakers should have kept this whole time. They talking about they're like no, that was they let Caruso go. And I think that, what Marcus Smart has done, he won Defensive Player of the Year, but that's pretty much it. It was on a good team. He did it on a bad team. That's the thing you got to think about. He did
Right.
this on a bad roster, and Marcus Smart did what he did on a great roster.
Right.
So that's the
That's a
difference.
great point. He did it with less talent, like defensive talent around him or a scheme. Caruso might be the safest bet here.
I think if
Maybe
they
Caruso. I do
Caruso,
understand Smart won a defensive player of the year, but Caruso was all defensive first team if I recall.
he was.
So what you're not losing? What are you losing? Is it really that big of a drop off? Bucks Nation,
Now,
hey, we gotta talk. I know y'all love Marcus Smart, I do too, but is Caruso the better fit at the cheaper price?
I
That's
just
the
think that,
conversation.
yeah. What you gonna say, Barney? Go, Brandon.
Because I think, do y'all remember Caruso won that game put at the overtime?
And he's a better 3-point shooter. Hey, Squid, do you really think? Yes, Pat has given us nothing this year. I think Pat has maybe had 3 good games, Squid. I know a lot of people love Pat for things he's done in the past, but Pat has been basura the last 2 seasons, bro. Let's keep it
I
real.
think,
He's shooting
oh,
like 33% from 3, bro. Come on, man.
I think, okay, I think I'll go with Caruso.
Yeah.
Bring Caruso off the bench with the,
No. Caruso can start because we need an on-ball defender off rip. You bring
Yeah.
Beasley off the bench, and then Beasley can gun with that second unit. Caruso would start immediately at the 2. Immediately.
what? You sure?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. He has to start because that's gonna give you the point of attack defender, and I think that's what Griffin's defense really needs, and where we're lacking is somebody
That,
that's a great on the ball defender at the perimeter. It'll make the secondary part of the defense a lot better. That's what made our defense better was because of how Drew was such an on ball defender, fighting through screens. He would make it hard on the offense to run their sets. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing Caruso would do. It would make our defense better by default. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I just think that if after, like, you think he can make this move
What
now
up,
or
Eric
wait till
Payne?
the December 14th is that trade, you can trade these on contracts off,
Mm-hmm.
or yeah. But I'll probably say either if this keeps floating around, probably either this week or next week something's gonna happen,
Yeah.
because happened with Dane, because we, like I said, people talking about it. You were saying it. I'm like, I looked at it like, ain't no way it gonna happen. And all of a sudden that it happens out of nowhere, and I'm like, I'm not gonna question nobody no more. Like, if it's leg crawling, so it might be on the wall soon. So
Hold on one second, Daniel. Hey, Eric Payne, you did. I'm giving you your props. Hey, you were correct. You did say that. You did bring that up a little while ago. Like I said, this has been discussed for a minute. The Marcus Smart, and like I said, if this is about storylines and giving people a reason to watch NBA basketball, this would be an outstanding storyline because of the
I got
rivalry.
now. What if is there any chance that Marcus Smart can reach the contract and the trade happen? I'm talking about like just a little bit. I'm just a little bit. Just get a bonus construction to it, a bonus in the
I don't
salary.
think he doing that, bro.
I,
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. We might as well. It's all good, James. That's what I'm saying. Maybe Caruso is the better bet.
I
yeah.
agree. Go with him.
Oh, look at this. Look at dude. Hold on, look at dude. No strays. ENT said Bucks already got Dame. Now y'all want Marcus Smart. How much help does Giannis need?
Just the amount of help that LeBron gets.
That's why
I'm,
he doing that. That's why he think he's slick. I got you, bro. I got you. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. No strays. Yeah, you was definitely letting off some strays. You was definitely shots fired. I got you. We see you. We see you.
if LeBron can get what he wants, man, why do Giannis get what he wants, man? Like, come on. All the star power. We in a small market. And
Right.
he get people he got Dame here already. Like, yeah, come on. You know Marcus Smart want to play Boston more than once.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. The
That's the only thing we
storyline
got.
would be amazing. The
That's why
storyline would be amazing.
I'm telling you, they probably calling up like, look, we need you to lower your salary. We're giving a bonus. We gotta keep Bobby P. You gonna play your team 3 times. Come on. When you know you want to take out Boston. They got
Right.
rid for nothing. And
Right.
come on. That's we talking I'll do. And I'm like, look, just lower your salary and just I'll give you a bonus for it, and then we'll trade you for Patton Marjan, the second round pick, and then they'll be matched up with them contract. But
Right.
like you said, if they ain't it, we can just go Caruso. But just I'll sweet talk first before I go to Caruso. See,
Right.
see.
See what we can do. All right, y'all. Let me get in the comment section. Salute to both of y'all. Appreciate y'all hopping on. My man Daniel, my man Brandon. All right, y'all, go. My man's the deal. All right, bro. Let's get to this comment section. I put the link to join the live back in the chat. David Jonas said, wasn't the same guy said he wants to join the Lakers to play for Darvin Ham after going for 4 points last game. Then he challenges his teammates in the locker room. Out of frustration, he can go. Damn. Okay, bro. Okay. Okay. All right. David coming for, hey, David, hey. All right, fam. I understand what you're saying. But Bobby P at 6'10 and his versatility, we would not only lose another big, we will lose another intense player. So we got to keep all that in mind. We would be a smaller team if we did this trade to get Marcus Smart. D Gibbs said, I'm not trading Bobby for no Smart. Can't do it. I would explore other options. That's what the other options to me are. Alex Caruso. Bucks number 1 said, no strays, ENT. All Tatum has had is help and never won a chip. Oh, let's go, Bucks number 1. RJ Back says Smart would give us a great vibe in the locker room. When it comes to motivating everyone, he would get everything, just not to go back to Memphis. Yeah, I agree. He would appreciate being on the Bucks. That I will say about Marcus Smart. Hey, Mr. Smith, if you got time, pop on the live, bro. I think I get what you're saying. Shout out to you, RJ, back in the UK. I saw Fletcher in here. You said shout out to your Ethiopian peeps. Shout out to Ethiopia, bro. Shout out to you, fam. Nicholas Haslett was good. Hard pass if Beauchamp is included. Let's keep in mind it may take clear into February to begin assessing how the new dynamics may truly play out come June. I'm optimistic. I'm not hey, you're right. All I'm saying is this has been a hot topic lately. I just want to talk about it with my friends and family, aka Bucks Nation. That I feel you though. There's a lot of different ways to look at this. There's a lot to unpack. This is why we doing the live. D Gibbs said Bobby got all kinds of Milwaukee deals from Educators Bank to just being an ambassador for the city. Yeah, you. That's a fact. That's a fact. Hey, hey, all deals can be voided if it means that he has to be sacrificed to get another banner raised in Fiserv form. So be it. We'll have to trade the mayor. You telling me you wouldn't trade Bobby for a chip? You wouldn't trade Bobby for a chip? Come on, man. Come on, man. Mr. Smith, what's good? Said looked up and saw this one. Salute, chat. Salute to you, Mr. Smith. There you go. There you go. I'm about to tap you in. 1 second, Mr. Smith. We just get through a couple comments. I'm going to tap you in. Let me actually just have you right on in there. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 said we should be looking for a deal for Gallinari if we deal away Bobby. Yeah, that makes sense. That's legit. That's legit. That's actually legit. I'm with that. I wouldn't mind that. Let me tap you in, Mr. Smith. Salute. Hey, y'all, we got Mr. Smith. Hey, this was a random Sunday live, Mr. Smith. It was just too much earlier today going back and forth about this Marcus Smart. I'm like, hey, let's just talk about this. Even in the last couple lives, we got to keep it real. This is something we need to discuss. And the other thing I want you to discuss as well, Mr. Smith, is what do you feel about us maybe going for Caruso instead of Smart? In the numbers too, because Caruso make 9 million a year. Smart make like 18, and that's why if we trade for Smart, we would have to include Bobby, and then that would put us at a disadvantage for a big, unless we wait till buyout or like they said, try to do something, get Gallinari or somebody like that. So the floor is yours. Tell me what you feel about this proposed trade. Yay, nay, or what would you remix?
So I saw it. Well, first of all, salute to chat. Salute to you always, Amber, for creating a
Uh,
platform for us to be speaking.
appreciate you. Appreciate you.
You know what I mean? It's dope. It's dope. It's a dope thing. Um, for me, from what I saw, it was a mock trade,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I don't know, just how much is actually going on behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's been more than anything else. That's been like the vibe is that people are assuming what's going on behind the scenes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we all saw that Bobby apparently blew up in the locker room,
Right.
right? Um, I actually went on another Bucks,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, like live chat, and one
Mm-hmm.
of the things that I agreed with the moderator on was that it was the right message. It was just coming from a strange place, considering that Bobby this year has been one of the problems.
One of the problem. Right.
So it's like, like you have to be emotionally mature enough to get past that and say, all
Right.
right, what he's saying is correct. It's just I hope he's including himself in that first and foremost, because we haven't gotten what we needed from him.
Right.
And therein lies an issue, right? Is that when Brooke goes to the bench, we're hemorrhaging.
Yeah.
And that just cannot continue to happen, right? And so like Bobby comes on and he's playing. He's always been kind of like a mid defender, and now
Mm-hmm.
he's just flat out bad. He's
Bad.
flat
Yep.
out bad. Lack of effort, lack of energy. 2.5 quarters, Brooke goes to the bench. We're going to be suffering in the paint. Bobby only wakes up in the fourth quarter.
Right. Like
With
most of
all
them.
of, right, you know what I mean? It's still early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, I'm going to ask you this,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that continues? You think he self corrects, or you think he figures it out?
I'm hoping he figures out because, like a lot of us, we've seen the value that Bobby brings, and he's just in a slump. But if this continues, I do think maybe we should look at getting moving him. But we need to be immediately acquiring another big man. We definitely have to acquire another big. And the only reason I'm saying move, if we were doing the Marcus Smart trade is what I'm saying. Say we did that trade to acquire Marcus Smart, we would need immediately have to be in a discussion with another move to get another big, another 6'10" guy to that effect. I just think
And
that's
why even have Rob Lopez?
yeah, that but I want him going too. I think he need to be going too. He man, I hate to say a grown man is useless, but he's bringing us nothing.
Well,
He's
I'll say it in a more politically correct team. He has no value on this team as it's currently
right,
constructed.
yeah,
He'll
yeah.
run
He has
out
no
of
value. He can't help us at
right.
all. He can't help us
And
at
neither
all.
does Thanasis. So neither does Thanasis, right? And so,
Right.
or very
Respectfully, but
little
we gotta
value.
be real.
So the question is how ruthless does the front office get? Right? Because Thanasis, I don't care what Giannis is saying. I just want to win and all the rest of that. Thanasis goes out. And I love Giannis saying this, but that's like his security blanket.
Right.
There's no way that Thanasis should be playing for this team if you're really sold on winning. You know what I
Correct.
mean? You could have combined his money, whatever you're getting Robin Lopez, and actually went out and got a center who is a center, because I maintain that I think they're playing Bobby wrong. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
that Bobby doesn't have any value. I think that Bobby is listed at 6'10", but is probably better suited out on the perimeter defending. Crazy
Correct.
as that may sound, right? He's like a tweener,
Right.
like the term tweener in football. He's like a
Right.
tweener in all the wrong ways, whereas Giannis is like a tweener in all the right ways, right? So
Right.
Giannis is like that. I'm too big for the guys who are my speed.
And
You
I'm
know what I
too
mean? And I'm
fast.
too fat for the guys, the big guys.
Right.
Bobby, defensively anyway, is 6'10", but is not. Even though he's supposed to be like the enforcer on the team, that's only when it comes to friction. When the
Right.
game is actually being played, he gets
Correct.
moved around. He gets moved around. He gets run around. So the smaller guys are running around him. Once they get to the post, it's almost like a guaranteed bucket. You know what I mean? If it's a
One second.
center on him, he's just getting moved right.
1 second, Mr. Smith. Hold on, we get to Cynthia. Cynthia said, "What up, Bucks Nation? Get smart and trade whoever. Grab a new coach as well." I think Cynthia always.
That's crazy.
Shout out to
Right.
you, Cynthia. Go ahead,
Bow.
Mr. Wow, right away,
Booming
Cynthia
on him.
come in. Brr, brr.
He said, "I'm booming on him."
Hold on, go ahead, Mr. Smith. Shout out to
Him and the
Cynthia.
girl.
She keeps that same energy though. Shout out.
He said, "I'm booming on him." Right.
Right.
So I feel like therein lies the thing. Right? Is do you feel like Bobby still has value on this team?
I do.
And then you keep Bobby. Then you go for Alex Caruso. Do you know what I mean? And hope that Bobby figures it out. Hope I don't pretend to be a sports psychologist or whatever. I do think that this was like a watershed moment.
Right.
With us losing in the in-season tournament, because there's no way we should have lost to the Pacers. I'm not saying
have
the
lost to
Pacers
anybody in this tournament.
You feel me, right? And you know what I mean? But definitely you shouldn't have lost to the Pacers, who at this point in time are still like little bro to the Bucks, right? And the Bucks basically were out there slapboxing with them.
And they were fighting for real.
And the Pacers were fighting for exactly. Exactly.
You saw exactly. It's like, hey, quit playing. They like, nah, we try to fight for real. Yeah, that's
the street.
Right.
It got dropped in the street. I'm not trying to make it too hood in here, right? But I'm just saying that was what it felt like. That's what it felt like.
I think Alex Caruso to me would be the better fit and easier trade to negotiate. Especially he only get he almost gets exact same pay as Pat Connaughton, but I know they're not gonna go Connaughton for Caruso, so we'd have to maybe throw in a second round pick. But I don't know if we need to throw in much more than that for Caruso just because of the money.
Possibly, if we were not the only suitors for Caruso, but it's my understanding that the Lakers might want him back, which drives up the asking price.
Right.
So now you know what I mean? Because I know LeBron wants him back.
Right.
I know LeBron I want him going to begin with.
Right.
Right. And so I know if there's anyone who has more power right now in the league as far as what I'm asking for, asking you shall receive, it's always been LeBron.
LeBron's been right.
Right? You know what I mean? So if LeBron was like, look, I really think, I don't have much left in the tank. I really think, which is not the case. LeBron is still like top 5 in the league. But if LeBron saying, I really want Alex Caruso back, that drives up the asking price. And now you're looking at maybe the same type of deal, right? If the asking price is, you know what I mean? If the Lakers,
I see what you're saying.
The Bulls come back and say, look, I get that you want Alex, and I get salaries for salary. He matches up with only one of your players. That's not how this works, though, right? Today's price is not yesterday's price.
Right, no, fair point.
Right? The Lakers want him. Are you going to outbid him? Because y'all are bleeding over there.
We're definitely bleeding, for sure.
Right. This is not a good place to negotiate from, unfortunately. So the Bucks have to know that. The Bucks are kind of over a barrel because, again, on this other stream that I saw, and I have not watched the game again to verify, but if I see what this other person saw, I'm right back off the Beasley wagon, right? The moderator said Beasley made a shot and was in the middle of celebrating while a pacer ran past him. When I asked the chat, I did not see that. Did you see that? Because if you did, Beasley could go. That's a fireable offense. Are you kidding me? You in the middle of doing the wag your thing,
the little wiggle
that is, and you got ran by in a game of consequence. I didn't see it, so I can't go booming on Beasley. But that will hit the reset button immediately. I'll go back to first couple of games, Smith, on Beasley if that's what happened. I'm just hoping. I'm hoping that did not happen. I'm hoping. I'm like that dude in the movie. I hope you wrong. I hope that you didn't do that. I hope I don't hit the go back on the tapes because I have just enough time to sit there and punish, and I'm just enough of a masochist to sit there and punish myself looking for this play. If I saw that happen, you could go. I don't care how much damn threes you shot. It's going to your head. You like the worst type of player, right? You know what I
Facts.
mean? You fall in love with only one part of the game. You're doing good in that. Joseph McBeef, he did. Sal Cali, he did.
Yeah. There you go.
I don't even know what to say to that. Are you for real? Beasley could go there. Beasley could go. That you can't be in the fourth quarter
All
too,
right.
Sal.
Yeah,
Sal,
that's
say it ain't
crazy.
so.
I'm about to tap
Say
in
it
B
ain't so.
Shack. Hold on 1 second. B Shack.
Uh,
What's good, sir? What's good?
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on? We see you out and about. Salute, salute.
on a
Now
Sunday
down here in
basketball.
Miami, man.
Bro,
Okay.
Waiting to pick my wife up from the airport.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, let's give you the floor. You see the topic. Let us know how you feel. So we talking Marcus Smart or Caruso?
Yeah. What's up,
Eh,
Mr. Smith?
what's happening, big man? How you
what's
doing?
going on?
Good. Listen, I mentioned in the chat that my preference, I'm just talking about personnel. I'm not talking about
Right.
the ins and outs of the trade. My preference would be Smart because I just think we need a dog.
Okay.
I think I'm later for all that just nice guys in the locker room chemistry stuff for me. I think they need people to they need to hold each other accountable, and
Mmm.
that's why I would prefer Smart. However, if it means giving up Bobby, that's probably uh, too much to give up in size.
Mm-hmm.
Size is an
Agreed.
advantage for us now. We look at the Lakers, and we look at the Nuggets, people that we're expecting to possibly meet in the championship. If my expectations are championship,
Right.
we can't give up size. Um, so Caruso, I think, would be a nice fit. Uh, I think he's a better shooter than Smart, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, Probably from a technical standpoint, he may be a fundamentally better defender than Smart.
Right.
Even though I think Smart is a more dynamic defender, if that makes sense.
No, I agree with you. I know exactly what you're trying to say.
Yeah, and so but something has to happen, man. And can I give my 2 cents on what happened after the game?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Uh, where there's smoke, there's fire. And you gotta remember, whatever happened in the locker room happened. Giannis was there, and he came in the interview room. And
Talk.
ironically, it was Stephen A. Smith that asked him the key questions. And he repeated some of the same themes that
Bobby said.
supposedly Bobby said.
Mm-hmm.
So now, Mr. Smith, I was checking out that other podcast just like you, and when you have employees of the company speaking on stuff, I take it with a grain of salt because they don't want to ruffle any feathers. Uh, but I think this was uh, something that was brewing for a while, and I think the bottom line is this: Griffin ain't ready, man. Griffin
Mmm. Mmm.
ready for this. He's not ready for the nice guy, but he got in over his head. We're not just talking about X and O's. We're talking about managing personnel, players, personalities.
Hey y'all, can you
And
please get the likes up? Do you not hear B Shack here spitting? Do y'all not
yeah,
hear this man dropping real jewels? Let's get them likes up in the comment section. Salute to the chat. Go ahead, B Shack,
yeah,
dropping
a
these
coach,
knowledge.
a coach instills confidence in their players. And let me say this: a coach also instills a certain kind of fear that would make you hesitant to come at them.
Mm.
Now, listen, we could say what we want about Jason Kidd. Everywhere Jason Kidd is went, you don't hear about no players rising up because he don't go for that.
Right.
Other coaches don't go for that. And so there's a weakness there. There is a there's something in Griffin in his approach that that makes the players feel like it's okay to come at him. I mentioned this a long time ago, and somebody else mentioned this. I forgot what show I watched this on. They said they were watching Giannis, and I mentioned this before. Coming off the floor, he stands at the table. He waits to the last minute to get to the huddle. He's never done that before.
Mm-hmm.
He's walked past Griffin more than once this year. Not don't shake his hand, don't
Right.
acknowledge
There's a
it.
disconnect there. There's a
There's a
disconnect.
problem. There's a problem. And listen, you can't have this on a championship level team. You just can't. I'm a hush man, but you can't have this, man.
I do think there's a level of I don't think they fully respect him. Go ahead, Mr. Smith. I think there's I don't think they respect him like they do
Agreed.
they would other coaches. Go ahead, Mr. Smith.
I see for that. I don't know. I don't know because just because I know first of all the expectations are different this year than they
Mm-hmm.
have been in other years, right? So the quiet build for the future thing that you see in Green Bay would not work in Milwaukee right now. Right now, for example, Green Bay, and I'm only comparing this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using the other Wisconsin team to compare it just to better illustrate what
Right.
expectations do for the patience that the front office may have for stuff. Like, you know what I mean? If Green Bay gets into the playoffs and loses first round, fantastic. If Milwaukee gets into the playoffs and loses first round, half the team is going.
Right. Right.
Right? So
Facts.
it's not just the front office that's feeling that pressure, it's your best player that's feeling that pressure. And every time, every little crack, I think is going to wear on someone
Mm-hmm.
who wears his emotions on his sleeve. I don't know if that necessarily equates to a full on I don't respect him. Could be. I'm not dismissing it. I'm just saying that there's more pressure in Milwaukee than there's been in a long time, right? Think
Right.
of the fourth quarter when Giannis is at the free throw line. That pressure that he feels, that's this entire season.
That's a fair point.
You know what I mean? So it's for the, and I don't think he's the only one. It has to be. You go out and you get someone like Damian Lillard. You've just made it to the point where there are expectations on that level, and
Correct.
that's going to cause people to blow up at each other, maybe in ways that you might not have expected. I didn't even really make all that much of the blow up in the locker room because I guarantee you it happens all the
The
time.
time.
We
Right.
just are not made privy to it. And I don't know how bad it is. I've been in a couple locker rooms where brawls have broken out
Mm-hmm.
and guys were cool, full on. I'm like,
Right.
no mention words. We're fighting, scrapping. Get to the end of the game, shaking hands or whatever, because that's just, I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying that some people who are not used to that will see an argument and be like, oh my gosh, Milwaukee's falling apart at the seams. I don't know about that either. It depends on the crowd and how these guys are getting along, right? If we're talking about coaching, to the point that I was making before in the chat, and I have a number of different people who are
Mm-hmm.
co-signing this. I'll tell you what, as far as the coaching, and this is something that I had posed before you came on, B Shack. There was apparently a play, and I'm sorry if I'm hanging on to this, but this is the type of person,
No,
type of
this is
fan that
good.
I am,
This is
right?
par for
There
the
was a
course. Go
play
ahead.
where Beasley shot the ball, hit a three, and was celebrating while a pacer ran right by him, made a basket on the other end. And I said that I did not see that. I saw that there's someone that made that accusation on another stream. I said, if he did that, hit the reset button. I'm right back to how I felt about Beasley in the very beginning for a variety of different reasons, right? What is the scouting report on the Pacers? How are they going to beat you?
Yeah.
That's to anyone. What is the scouting report on the Pacers? Because it's not going to be a whole bunch of movement and ton of movement off the ball. It's going to be their superstar point guard, and they're
Mm.
going to outrun you. That's what they do.
Yep.
That's if you don't know that, you probably shouldn't be playing basketball. That's on a
Correct.
basic scouting
Yeah.
report,
We
right?
They're
saw
they're
That's
they're
what
a
they
Halliburton
poor
do.
man's
run.
version of the Kings to me. They're a poor man, a slightly poor man's version of the Kings. Similar offense, similar parts.
You know,
Yeah,
I don't know what Beasley's doing. I don't know if that was like his bathtub dance when he was like 3 or 4 and he just
Holy.
kept it right on up until when he was a grown man or whatever. I don't really care, to be honest with you. It's not for me, but I don't care. If that's what you need to do to hit shots, so be it. But if you stopped to do that while people were running by you and scoring points, right back to the bench. Now, here's the coaching question. What does the coach do about that? Because if the coach condones that, I don't know if I really want you as my coach either. Because that is a walk all over you moment.
Right.
Go right to the bench. Are you kidding me? Are you stupid? Like you sit. I
Right.
don't want to blow up. I don't want to blow up. But that's how I feel. That's the type of fan I am. Did you honestly sit there and let somebody run by you and you were sitting there wiggling while you walk? Yeah, absolutely. Whatever it is we
Mr.
got to
Smith,
do. Did you see that,
Amara,
Keyshawn?
Yeah.
listen, that's part of the problem. I don't think Griffin is stepping up and
Oh.
checking these dudes the way he needs to. It's just not X and O's, guys. I'm telling you, there is a problem.
Right.
Listen, if you don't mind coming at a coach and walking past him, and you can stand outside of his huddle until you want to come in there, then most likely he's not checking you when you don't get back on defense or when
Mm-hmm.
you blow an assignment, because all that goes into the accountability that seems to be lacking. Now, I'm also going to say something else. Um, I don't think I've heard anybody else say this, but I think it's a real thing. And it's something right now people are questioning. Um, what's the guy? What's the player, the All Star on the Bulls that they're looking to move right now?
Levine
DeMar
Okay,
DeRozan and Zach
or
LaVine.
okay.
DeRozan. Okay.
Let me say this. This is what
Well,
GMs
the
are
both of them.
wondering right now. Is Levine, though talented, if I bring him on my team, will he have a championship mentality? Now, let me say this about Dame. Dame is a great player, but he's been on a subpar team for a very long time. On subpar teams, they don't always play with the intensity that it takes to win games.
Mm.
And they coast and they get bad habits. And I'm saying, this is me now. Sometimes Dame looks a little too cool for school.
Agreed.
Oh, for
And
Oh,
I think
absolutely.
someone has to say, listen, this is a championship team, Dame. You got to take it to another level. You got to
Mm.
go to the next gear. You can't
but that
play this coasting thing.
Mm.
This ain't Portland.
Right.
This ain't, where you run the city and there are no expectations. You got to put some hustle in your step.
yeah, the
You got to
brush your
play with more
waves
intensity.
basketball. The
Right.
brush your
Right.
waves
Salute,
basketball,
Brenda.
right?
Salute.
You over there being too fly, like you know what I mean. Trust
Uh,
me, I grew up idolizing those dudes, right? The dudes who had like the 360s, everything was perfect. I was like, oh, yeah, these are the guys. Not on the basketball court though.
right.
Not on the
Right.
basketball court though. So I definitely feel you. That's why I this game was such a watershed moment because you saw exactly what all that casual nonsense got you. That was a game of consequence where a less talented team beat you because they adhered to all of the real basketball principles. They played hard, they played together, they didn't sit there and wiggle it or
Mm-hmm.
whatever that weirdo stuff that Beasley does. They got back on defense. Their defense wasn't fantastic. Their defense is not strategically, technically sound, but they worked hard. They busted their
Right.
behinds. And not to sound like the cliche, but I would much rather have that than guys who I know are talented, but I don't know if they feel like playing.
Right.
That you can't count on that because it's habit forming, and we saw it against the Bulls. But to break out of that habit, you need an embarrassing moment, which
Like,
is what
yep.
happened. They were embarrassed. We were. That's why I was clapping. We've seen this movie before. You know what I'm saying? So it's when you got guys who are finally having that behind closed doors shouting match, screaming match. At the end of it, it's where do we go from here? Because
Right.
we can continue to be humiliated, or we can actually do something about it. So it kind of brings me back to, how I started this is now that we've all been humbled, because we got humbled by the Pacers. We didn't just
Correct.
lose. It's how we lost. The coup de grace, the icing on the cake, was oh, because it's only because it's late and I'm on cough medicine. I'm sorry. They're point guard, the Pacers point guard.
Halliburton, Tyrese Halliburton.
I'm sorry, guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
Halliburton hit a step back three and looked at his wrist. Now Dame is humiliated. Dame
Right.
going to get in the press conference and say, "Listen, I didn't have a problem with it. As much times as I've done it to people, you growing up, you got to know if you do it, you got to be able to take it." I will say, this is Dame talking. I will say that there is value in being humble. That when you're having your moment, remember that anyone could get it or whatever. And
Mm.
to that, I say this, Dame. I doubt you're watching this, but if you are, if you took the shot in the face, you can't say nothing, bro. That's it. Just is what it is. You
Mm-hmm.
lost. You lost. When we needed you in the first half, you were
You
too
was
busy brushing your waves.
right. That's a
That's just
fact.
what it was,
I definitely
right?
think Dame needs to come with a more aggressive attitude from the beginning and not wait until the fourth quarter. I think he's trying to be passive, make sure everybody else gets their touches before he does his thing. And what he needs to know, we got you here to do your thing. We don't want you to. The
And
Yeah,
whole
that,
reason you're here is to do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you're here
facts,
for.
facts.
listen.
So Mr. Cool asked the question. Salute to Mr. I'm sorry, Bishai. I didn't mean to step on your side. Go ahead, bro.
No, real quick. I listen. I watched that Laker game, and you know, when you got LeBron holding everybody, down, keeping everybody accountable. Um, I noticed their game plan. Uh, I mean, they just had a real solid game plan on the Pacers. They the strategy was to get the ball out of Halliburton's hand. They sent two people at him constantly. They said,
Mm-hmm.
"You're not gonna beat us." But here's the thing that's really scary. Even if we got a new coach, we could not execute the game plan that the Lakers did because we don't have the personnel. Their defensive personnel, all of those wings and those guys that are 6'7", six between 6'6" and 6'8", D'ing up, moving their feet, staying in front of guys, playing a connected defense. We don't have that personnel right now. We are going to have to. Coaches, we need a coach. I think we need a new coach. But even if you brought a new coach in, we don't have the personnel to play championship
We got to get Caruso or Smart. Either or. We need
I,
one or
but I
either or.
mean,
Either or. That's
here's what
that's
I
a
would say with
that's a
the coach thing.
guaranteed. I don't think we can go without one of them.
Here's what I would say with the coach thing too, right? Because Mr. Cool had said, "How many embarrassing moments do we need, Mr. Smith?" I would say this, right? And I could be wrong. I'm wrong 95% of the
Mm-hmm.
time, and the other 5% of the time I'm asleep, right? So I mean, here's what I would say, right? Um, I definitely think because this was a game of consequence. This wasn't just a December game. This was a game where a lot of people were watching this game, and a lot of people were talking about how, oh, well, the Bucks are mid. Bucks just lost to the Pacers. Bucks met Tyrese Halliburton and four bench
Right.
players do that. They're mid, right? That's the conversation. There is no conversation right now outside of the Bucks fan base that's still comparing the Bucks to the Celtics. You think
Correct.
they don't hear that? The Bucks don't hear that? Of course they hear that. Especially with the way that they played. Especially when you can say to yourself, there's no way that this Pacer team should have beat them. I'm not saying they should have rolled them by 30 points. But we should have won
Well,
this game.
comfortably. We should have been able to beat them
We should have
comfortably.
won this game. And you lost looking confused, and you lost looking like you were half-assing it on effort. And I think that the Bucks feel that. I really do. So, I mean, I would much rather bet on a more energized, embarrassed Bucks than I would bet on a coach that if we brought him in now, I mean, if getting a new player is like hitting the reset button. Imagine that. Imagine being the coach who has to come in after that. Like you had a coach who was here for 20 minutes, Now he's gone, and now these players are really looking at this dude like, I'd much rather be somewhere else. Griffin had an entire offseason and the preseason
That's a
and
fact.
all of these games up right now to institute a game plan. What Giannis has said, the other thing that I really was paying attention to was the fact that he alluded to them not having any practice time. And I knew this, but it wasn't like, I'm glad he restated it. These games are their practice. They don't have any
Mm-hmm.
time to really go through dress rehearsals that should put them in the best positions possible. Now, for guys who have high IQs, they're going to catch on to concepts a lot quicker. But for the lower ranking guys who really need, okay, can you run that by me again? What do I do in this moment? Like, no
Right.
disrespect,
Right.
the
Right.
Marjans of the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the younger guys on the world, they need a lot more time and a lot more dress rehearsal. So him saying that really kind of, like I said, it hit a chord. Now you're gonna have the guys who wear their emotions on their sleeve that are gonna be defensive when they know they're being targeted by people who are displeased with them, like Bobby Portis.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that Bobby Portis wears his emotions on
Emotions
his
in the
sleeve.
sleep. Yep.
But he
Okay.
was trash in that game. And he's been trashed very often in this season. In fact, there's only a couple of games where I could really look at Bobby Portis and say, oh, yeah, full game, he was the man. Because he's not. Offensively, Bobby has a skill set that is, I'd love to keep it on this team.
Right.
Defensively, we either need to change how we use him or really entertain thinking about him going somewhere else. Because in the post,
Hey,
he's not even mid.
I'm gonna have to drop it because I got to go get my wife at the
All right.
airport. But let me say two things that we need to be really concerned about, and I'm gonna get out of here.
Okay.
Um, One, Giannis. Remember he said. Now, first of all, I don't think he wanted to throw the coach.
Under the bus.
I
Right.
don't think. Oh man, I don't think he wanted to throw the coach under the bus. That's not his nature. But I felt like he wanted to say more and he didn't. And he said, "Are we going to talk about this loss? Are we going to go break bread together? Are me and Dame going to talk? Are we going to talk about, me, him, Chris?" He started naming people. Are we going to get together? Are we just going to go to our rooms? Are we going to talk about this? I think that's also evidence that they've lost confidence in the coach because they're like, yo, he don't have a clue. We got to figure it out.
Could
That's
that's
one.
a good
Or
point. Or
The
what?
other
can
thing,
can I, can I make a
the other thing, how did it get out of the locker room? Somebody wants Griffin gone. That
Mm-hmm.
should have never. Someone leaked that out of the locker room. They got problems, yo. They got
well
problems.
that's a question that how did it get out of the locker room is a legitimate
And
question.
we've
But I
never
think
seen
in
this
that
before under the Bud regime. As much as I don't like talking about Bud, as much as Bud wasn't making adjustments and things like that, the Bucks players had enough respect for him not to let it get out of the locker room. All right, B Shack.
safe flight,
All right,
Appreciate
bro.
you
safe
guys.
luck, safe travels, bruh. All
God
right,
bless.
Thank you
But
so much.
all
Peace.
right, peace, peace. All right, let me just get
indeed,
you in here.
indeed. But there was another point that Giannis brought up was the fact that he also pointed to the bench and he was like, he wasn't also trying not to throw them under the bench,
All right,
uh, under the bus
bus,
either.
yeah.
But he did point out to the fact that they were trash in that game, and he said it. He flat out said it. Our bench was not good either. So that's what I'm saying. It was like a watershed moment.
It is
It's not like we've never seen this before, right? We've
correct.
seen this when teams have high expectations and people are not performing at the level that they're supposed to perform. There is going to be uh, some screaming matches. It better be,
Yeah,
honestly.
I
If
want
it's
to see
not,
that
then you know what I
passion.
mean.
I want
Which
to
is
see the
obvious.
passion.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're sitting there getting dragged in front of the entire league for everyone
Right
to
on
see, and
national
nobody's upset
TV in
about
front of
this.
your friends and family. Yeah, I want to hear some accountability.
What? I'm trying to think if I was in the locker room, they'd have really been like, yo, this dude is way out of control.
Right,
Give
hey, we
him
got
a
to get him up out of here.
down. Yeah, calm down, man.
All right.
It's not that serious. I'd have been losing it. I'd have been losing it on people. I'd have been blowing up on people with that. Again, especially, I'm going to hang on to this because I still haven't seen it. But if somebody was celebrating and the Pacer ran right by him, I'd have lost. Like
He should get
I'd have
yanked
lost.
immediately. I do think that there's a
I'd have gone
respect issue
nuclear.
with the players and the coach. Though I do feel like there's a little bit of lack of respect, in my opinion. I feel he's trying to be their friend instead of their coach, and that might be part of the problem with Griffin. Because
It's
everybody
the
says how much
newness.
he's a player. Everyone talks about how much he's a player's coach, but can that be a negative as well, where you so cool with him, they don't respect you in the hierarchy?
I think it's a process, and it's the newness of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're a brand new teacher, what's the difference between a brand new teacher at the school and a substitute teacher in the very
Right.
beginning? Not much, right? Because nobody knows you. So yeah, the more established teachers, oh, Mr. Jones, he don't play that, right? They
Right.
don't know you to say that about you, right? That's something that has to happen over time. And usually it's through situations like this, right? Where people kind of grow together and go through their issues and whatnot. Um, how they respond moving on from this, like I said, is really interesting. I definitely think that the team as is going to continue to have problems, right? I think the mindset as is going to continue to be problematic. You cannot continue to just keep hoping that you're going to have just enough clutch factor to win these games.
Right.
It's hurting us in too many different ways.
I
A,
agree.
you're overplaying your starters, right? B, you're playing with teams and you're losing whatever intimidation factor you have, right?
Yeah.
Mike Tyson used to have people beat before the fight even started. Now, mind you, Mike Tyson would just flatline damn near everyone that he was fighting, but there were people who would have done a lot better against Mike Tyson had they not been as intimidated. But the fact is that they were intimidated and the fight was over on the walkout, right? Milwaukee Bucks are not doing anything to instill that because
Correct.
Milwaukee Bucks will sit there and play with their food for 2.5 quarters.
That
And then
man.
think that, all right, well, and then think that whatever skill they have is going to get them out of it because honestly, a lot of the time it has. But they're going to be teams that they don't work on, like the Pacers. We don't play that. And it's 2 times that this has happened now,
All right, I got a question for you,
right?
Mr. Smith, because Jonas just asked this in the chat. So he said the fact that defense was supposed to be the trade of Griffin, which I mentioned before, is this without a doubt the upset of the year so far? Because this is supposed to be what his bread and butter was defense. And if we're getting exposed defensively, does that further allow you to lose confidence in Coach
For me,
Griffin?
no, because again, there's no practice time. There's no dress rehearsal. So he's coming in and he's instilling a completely different defense that these guys obviously have to have a high IQ to catch onto immediately.
Right.
That's not to say that they won't catch on to it. It's just going to be a little bit slower. You know what I mean? Especially with all the switching. They do a lot of switching. They didn't
Switching.
do nearly this much
And that's where
switching
the young guys
under
get
Coach
lost
Bud.
at, Mr. Smith, is the switching. And then there's not communication going on as well. I think that's
It's
part of the
not even
problem.
just the young guy. I saw
Yeah.
in the game one time that Chris Middleton was pushing Bobby Portis to a different thing. Like, so these are vets who are getting lost in it as
Yeah,
well. Like, he
true.
was pushing them out to another play, like, go over there, like, run over there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what they're supposed to do in certain situations. I just think it's going to be slow. I think the only way that it would have been a success right from the beginning is if he didn't come and change very much of anything at all, which was my argument in the beginning, was that if you're going to come and you're going to be brand new, then you implement changes over a slower period of time, right? Because people are going to be able to catch on to those concepts a lot faster. Now, where I have a problem is some of the decisions
I'm
I
gonna tap
think
y'all
that
in a
he's made
minute.
are just obviously cheeks. Like,
Right.
you not having Brook and drop Lopez. Come on, man. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But every I can run by a Brook Lopez and I don't have an ACL in my right knee. You know what I mean? He's just too slow for that. Doesn't
He's
mean that
too
he's a
right.
bad
We need
defender.
some agility. As much as I love Brooks' defense, he's a liability as well because he can't move laterally. If you're asking him to step outside of that paint area, he can't do anything. We need
In
it
in in the wrong defense.
in the wrong
In the wrong
defense.
defense. So
Yes, correct.
with Brook to look really good, you're gonna need that better point of attack defense.
Which is
But I
why we
mean, in
need
that same
smarter
regard, it's
Caruso.
not
That
just Brook, it's Bobby.
right.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't just Brook, it was Bobby. We used to be
Right.
able to hide Bobby's inefficiencies like in the post with better point of attack defense. But now, if all you got to do, you don't even need a handle to get around our point of attack defenders. All you got to do
Right.
is step past them, and you're in the paint.
Or a
And if we're
slight
in the
hezzy,
paint
a
for the
little
last
hezzy, a little hezzy to get you past just a look. A
If
little
that,
hezzy will get you right past him.
you don't need Kyrie Irving handles to get into our
Right.
paint. Like it used to be, they used to have to work to get in the paint. Now, basketball 1-on-1. Like you just watch a YouTube video on how to dribble around cones, and you can get into the paint against Milwaukee. If you just watch
Facts.
that video maybe twice a week, you can get into the paint against Milwaukee. Compounding the problem is if the last line of defense is Bobby Portis, 2 points.
2 point.
Because he
Yeah,
can't jump
Bobby.
with you. He can't
Bobby's
jump with
not
you. He
playing
won't
no
even
D.
try. What he'll try to do is some half-ass little swipe, and then he'll get the foul called on him. Bobby Portis in the paint, not a good defender. But I actually think that he might have better value out on the perimeter
Right,
because
with his
I've seen
length.
him defend out on the perimeter. So I'm wondering if, for me, that's where he would still have utility. Is have him out on the perimeter, like a Jay Crowder. Because Jay Crowder, you know what I mean? You could put him out on the perimeter. Maybe this is what you do with Bobby Portis. If you continue to
Right.
try and play Bobby Portis as a backup center, then just expect everything that you get. You deserve what you get
Right.
at that
That's a
point. Because
fact.
now it's not a him problem. That's a you problem. Because you know what he can do and what he can't, and you still put him in positions to fail. That's a you thing, right? That's like putting Pat Connaughton, continuing to put Pat Connaughton on people like Jason Tatum. You're setting him up to fail. We're going
Right.
to get mad at Pat Connaughton, but you can't defend him. You don't have the tools to defend him.
Right. At
He just
all.
doesn't. It's not an effort thing at that point.
What
It's
up,
just that
pass?
you can't do it. You can't affect the play. You just can't. So I personally think this is the most long-winded answer ever, right? I personally think I would
Mr.
not
Smith, while you
engage in the
talking, just one
trade.
second. I'm just gonna tap into other dudes here. Just give me a second here, then you can continue your talk here. Just give me 1 second here.
What's up, Mr. Smith?
Uh, you know they wanted to share
Salute
what's
fellas.
going on,
Good,
but go
what's
on,
good?
finish your
So
statement,
I
sir.
would say that right now, financially, Bobby Portis would trading for like a Marcus Smart
Mm-hmm.
would take too much of the critical infrastructure that we have
Correct.
to make that work for someone who slips, rolls an ankle, and now we're really up the river.
Right.
Because now we don't get all those guys, and now we don't have Marcus Smart. It's too much. I'm not
Right.
a fan ever of like those 3-for-1 trades. It's just too much, right? You know what I mean? The slightest little thing happens to that guy, and now we're down 4 players
Right.
essentially
Technically, right.
for that one
Agree.
guy, right? For Marcus Smart, who, by the way, also did win Defensive Player of the Year, but that was when all that flopping all over the ground was something that was awarding him.
Right.
Now, the league is supposed to be moving away from that. I don't know
Allegedly.
if, allegedly, right? I saw LeBron get called for something the other day for diving on the ground, but it was because of guys who had really made themselves into targets by doing that. The LeBrons of the world, right? The Alexa, stop. The LeBrons of the world. There were a couple of players who were targets for that. James Harden,
Right.
Marcus Smart was a target for this, right? And so you're bringing someone on who may not be as defensively effective as we thought that he was, right? It's for too much, and you've already had to give up your critical infrastructure. What you pointed out was an astute point, right? We would still need a big man because right now, I guess we have Robin Lopez on the team for
Mm-hmm.
reasons. I don't know. No disrespect to Robin,
He got a
but
he got
that
a
is
hold Brooke hand in the dark when they go into the cars at night games. I guess that's what he there for. I don't know, man. It him at the
so.
Nassus. We got
So
to
he's
be real. They
essentially not
keeping
even a
they
big
they
man.
they just they're sucking up roster spots. That's just what it is.
So he's not even a big man.
Right.
And if you move Bobby Portis, now you're forced into using him, and you haven't been using him. And that's your
Correct.
fault, really. That's Milwaukee's fault, right? Because maybe if we would have put teams away earlier on a regular basis, some of these guys who are so far down on the bench would actually be getting time to develop
Mm-hmm.
into viable players, right? This is what I don't like, the waiting until the last minute to play basketball, right? Because how much time is Ajax really getting? How much
Right.
time is Martin really getting? These guys, and then you expect them to know what they're doing. They're not. They know what to do theoretically, but they're just not comfortable in the positions. Marjon has regressed so badly that he doesn't even know how to finish a fast break from the point position. Like he's running fast breaks from the point
Mm-hmm.
position and botching the play. That's how uncomfortable he's gotten. It was not like this in the preseason. But now it's to the point where he can't even finish. We're not getting these guys the time that they need.
To get
That's
accustomed,
another
yeah.
point. That's another point, right? So
Hey, what's up,
I
chat? We
think
only got
Bobby is
54 likes in here. Y'all hear all this knowledge being dropped from Bucks Nation here. Let's get them likes up, y'all. Come on, y'all. We got 54. It ain't coming out your check to get the like button. It just let other people that love Bucks the way we do to find the podcast so they can tap in and join in. Like you see Mr. Smith, like you see Daniel, like you see Brandon. Come on, y'all. Let's get them likes up, man. Salute to Bucks Nation, though. Go ahead,
that's
Mr.
just what I
Smith.
think. I think if Smart is on a scale of 1 to 10 at his best, right? You win Defensive Player of the Year. You've been a 10 at one point.
Right,
They've stated that you were the best defender in the league. I don't personally think that he won it that year. I felt like Drew was better. That's
right.
just my Bucks bias, whatever. But the league said he was a 10. I'll say he's a 10, right? I think Alex Caruso in the right situation on the right team, in my opinion, is about a 7,
Mm,
8, and can hit a better three,
right,
and is cheaper. And I don't have to give up a Bobby Portis who's been now embarrassed into playing better.
right.
Because I would be shocked if he doesn't play better after this.
He
When you've
has
been on
to.
blast, because
Right, he
the
has to.
easy point is it was you talking, Bobby. Did you see yourself in that game? You were cheeks, bro. You're
Right,
terrible. Like, you know what I mean? And I think that he knows that's what's being said. And if he doesn't, then he could watch this. I said you were cheeks, bro. Me, I did. Like you, the whole beginning of the
Booty,
season, you've
booty.
been cheeks. You've been
yeah, no,
cheeks.
I
I
agree.
know that you're better. You've been cheeks. Are you gonna play better or aren't you? Or is your best energy gonna be on shouting on other people and what they're not doing? That's what I'm saying. I think the Bucks have been humiliated into playing better, and I'm expecting a big turnaround, starting
I
with the
agree.
Chicago. So they need to get rolled. I don't
Yeah,
want to see him just win by 5
Chicago
points. I'm not satisfied.
Patience right.
no, I agree with you
I
there.
want the Bulls. I want the Bulls. I want the Pacers immediately. Someone was saying, "Oh, I don't want to see the Pacers again." I don't want.
No, I want to see
There's
them
no
right
running
away.
around the park, man. There's no running
Right,
around the car away from the Pacers. Are you kidding? What?
right.
I want the
No, we gotta
Pacers
run that fade
now,
right
tonight,
back. Hey, I'm gonna
immediately,
run that
tonight.
fade right back. Yeah,
Right now against the
Right.
Pacers, and then I want the Celtics right now with all of this energy
right.
being what it is. I think the Bucks' worst enemy is comfort. I
Yeah,
think the Bucks' worst enemy is a winning streak because that's when they're like, oh, all right, and that's when they go back to brushing the waves and coming on the court. Now I don't know if I really want to play or whatever. Like when the
right.
Bucks are angry, when the Bucks have had blood slapped in their mouths, that's when they look like one of
Yeah,
the
that's
best
true.
teams
Yeah,
in the league. That's been their psychological makeup for as long as I've been watching them. It's even before they've won a championship, but especially after they won the ring. They don't like being uncomfortable. They don't like
that's
being
true.
embarrassed, right? So now you've been embarrassed. I 30. I want a 30 burger on them. I want 30-piece beating of the Bulls.
I'm going to the
And
game
while we're
tomorrow
doing it,
too.
Alex, come on
That's
over.
what I'm planning on seeing. I'm going to the game tomorrow with full intentions of seeing a blowout. I will be very, very surprised if this game is within 15 points. After that explosion, you should come out and try to put your foot on their neck immediately. I'm talking about out the first quarter. We should be up 10 minimum. It should be a statement, man. And you coming home to your fans? You coming home to Fiserv Forum? Y'all better not be playing coming home. I don't want to see no wait until the fourth quarter to pull. I want to see what we did against the Raptors. I want to see 4 quarters of domination against mediocre competition like y'all used to do. I don't know who needs to get in touch with these players and get in touch with their star player, but hey, we need to see the real Bucks need to stand up now. This enough is enough now. All this play aching and oh, I'm gonna let you get your points, then I'll get no, no, no. We brought you here to score, Mr. Lillard. We didn't bring you here to pacify people. We brought you here to get buckets. You're one of the greatest of all time at getting buckets. Get buckets.
More than
Man,
20.
dog, what are you doing? Get
That's what
buckets.
type of time I'm on, Amber.
Dude,
All of
and
that.
then
That's my
Beasley. If we need an all-point defender, put Beasley on the bench. Go get Caruso. We got Giannis is 28. He just turned 29. We don't have time to be playing. We just pulled off a miracle by getting Dame Dollar. We need to go all in, get whoever we need to make this thing work. If that means moving Griffin, we need to move Griffin. I do not care at this point. If the players are already committing mutiny and is coming out of the locker room, that's letting you know that this coach don't control the locker room. That's just like if your wife start talking about your business in the street, that means you don't got her checked at the crib. Period. Period. So we need to know what's going on. Either he need to step up and show he an alpha, or if he a beta, then he need to fall back and be an assistant coach and let somebody else step up and guide this championship caliber roster to win another title. What are we waiting on?
Facts.
I say copy and paste that and then send it to
Dude,
Milwaukee. I couldn't
my
have said it
bad,
better
y'all.
myself.
You know, y'all know sometimes I be
Going
having
off
these
that.
rants. My bad, y'all. Go ahead, Daniel. Then go ahead,
I
Brandon.
told
Go.
you. That's where I'm at with it. I told you. I'll send you
Going
over Yankee fitted
off.
right now. We
Bro, I'm
I
tight.
sent you. That's what energy I'm on. That's my type
I
of time.
feel you. Go ahead, my
That's my
man. Go ahead, Dan. I know you gonna clip that, Daniel, but go ahead.
I
Go
will.
ahead, bro. So how you feeling, Brad? Daniel, then you, Brandon.
I'll be right back.
All
All
right,
Hold
go
on.
ahead. Go ahead, Daniel.
right. Now, I was listening to B Shack and I loved his
Right.
commentary, and it was awesome. And I was just thinking to myself, now when we had that championship run
Mm-hmm.
and the second series against the Nets, we sat Bobby that whole series. If you don't remember, he didn't play the whole.
Mm,
I
I
remember
do
that. I'm like,
remember. Yeah, we want to play. Yeah, yeah.
we didn't play him that much. We had Brook in there, but he was limited. We used more B.J. Tucker in
Hey, this
that
is great
series.
information. Hey, this is what he's saying right now. Let's hit the like button, y'all. We should be at least around 65, 70 likes. Come on, y'all. Let's get them likes up. Go ahead, Daniel.
Yeah, so he wasn't even playing in that second series. He got that shine in the finals after Giannis went on 50 points, and I understood. Like I still don't want to get rid of him, but at the same time, we got to look at the obvious. He's on defensive liability,
All
and
right.
I want to know, just like everybody else want to know, what happened to Terry Stotts and what happened, how did information come out of that locker room? Like who will let that
It was
information
meant to
come out?
come out. When something like that happened, it was meant to come out. That's what I'm saying. He don't got control of that locker room, Griffin. I understand he a first year coach. I feel like him trying to be too cool with the players. The inmates are running the asylum. You know what I'm saying? Versus him. Like I don't see him yanking people out just like doing some like real coaching like you used to see it. I feel like he's just almost enjoying the moment. Do you get what I'm saying, y'all? Like he's enjoying. I'm a coach. This is a great team. Oh, this is fun. This is great. Besides trying to lead this team and do what the objective is win a championship. That's what I feel like is happening with Griff. I feel like he's a prisoner of the moment. I feel like this is a lot. And I think it's even more than he thought it was going to be. The pressure with this team, the player, the personnel, being on the spotlight, being questioned every day. This is a lot for somebody that's a first year coach, in my opinion.
Now I'm gonna
We
say
said this before.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on you.
no,
Daniel,
no.
go
I
ahead.
was gonna say real quick. 2017, we almost lost this team because we couldn't they needed a new stadium.
Right.
This team wasn't even worth like over $5 million. Now this team's worth a couple $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
What that championship done for this whole state in Milwaukee. We don't got time to waste.
That's it.
We don't
That's
got
all
that
I'm saying, bro. Hey,
to
you
waste,
talking
man.
you talking the right talk. That's a fact.
Yes. Yes. To the statement Keno Hamilton. If we get Caruso, should he start over Beasley though? Of
Absolutely. Yeah, you
course.
running Beasley straight to the bench.
Of
You running
course.
Beasley straight to the bench. That allows the
I
defense to work. That's what we saying. The defense will look 100 times better once we get an on-ball defender. Period.
and
You
I'm
got to say,
saying this saying that I'm sorry, go ahead, go
Uh,
ahead. I'm sorry.
I think I agree. I think I'm where that is now. I think that's the one move to get Coach Griffin.
Wow.
One move.
Who would you
Okay.
rather
Because, okay,
Okay. Talk. Okay.
should we should go after. I need coach who know how to coach.
So you wanted a
And
proven
oh
coach. You wanted a coach that's already been established. Like so,
yeah,
okay. So I'm not saying this coach is ever like a Mike D'Antoni, maybe a Monty Williams. You wanted somebody more that's been established versus a rookie
yeah,
head coach on this type of
yeah.
team.
So that
See, but
had
here's the
more
thing,
claim,
like,
Go,
more
go ahead,
claim.
Mr. Smith. Hold on one second, Brandon. Hold on one second. Go ahead, Mr. Smith.
I was just gonna say, here's the thing though. At this point, who are you gonna get that fits that criteria at this stage? Because
Right.
yeah, if I hit the
I have
reset button, I'd have said my man down in Houston would have been
Ime
my
Doka.
choice,
Right.
right? But at this point, Terry Stotts is not coming back because whatever issue they had, that ain't happening, right? I
Right.
see Terry Stotts keep getting brought up. He's not coming back, right? All of the other elite coaches are with jobs. So I mean, maybe Mark Jackson, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and Mark Jackson ain't coached in a minute.
Right. So he would need
That's
to
what I'm
get
saying.
back
Like
adjusted.
and it's not just that you're hitting the reset button. It's hard enough hitting the reset button on a player. That's why when some people say, "All right, well, if we go and get this player, it is kind of like hitting the reset button because now they have to
Adjust again.
you know, yeah, basketball is a lot of concepts in basketball is universal and does translate from team to team. But there are certain things that are unique only to that specific team, to Milwaukee,
Mm-hmm.
to whatever. And even when it comes to the stuff that does translate from team to team, they're not going to use the same verbiage to call a play. Otherwise, everyone would see it coming a mile away, right? So you got to learn the language that's being spoken in Milwaukee. There's a lot that goes into getting a new player. At that point, you got to hope that you're getting someone that has a high IQ, right? That we're going to slow roll a lot of these plays in to you. We're going to give you maybe 10% in week one, maybe another 10% in week two. That's the reality of trading for a player. That's why in football, when you trade for a player, it almost never works mid-season because these guys are so lost in the sauce or whatever. You have to wait until the off season. Now picture that trying to do that with a coach who had a concept that didn't work. So we're going to throw all of that away and do what? Now you really are playing YMCA basketball.
Right.
You know what I'm
I,
saying? Is it not better to go with the coach that you have? You may not like him, but now I guarantee you now is not the time to make that move. That
it's not.
now.
Not right this
You know what I
second.
mean?
Right. Yeah.
That bus left. Like if you're gonna do this, then you're supposed to do this early enough. Like over 20% of the season's been played now at this point. The
We
next
almost got to
major
ride it out. Yeah.
the next major
All star break.
point in the season is the All Star break. Now you want to do that? Like, you know what I mean? If that's the case, or do you say, look, y'all have just been embarrassed on that? This is my point. Y'all have just got humiliated on TV. You lost to a Pacer team that no one thinks is getting past to the second round. It is a one-off, right? You know what I mean? And so I
Right.
don't think that if the Bucks and the Pacers played each other in a playoff series that they're sweeping them. I don't think that.
Right.
So that might have been like the 1 or 2 games that the Pacers actually do get in the series that they have with Milwaukee. If they were to play Milwaukee with the way Tyrese Halliburton is playing, I say 4-2 Bucks.
Right.
But it does mean that they're going to grab 2 games, and that could have been one of those games, right? And it looks a lot like that, where the Bucks come out and they're half-assing it or whatever, and the Pacers run right at them and make them pay for it.
Oh,
But
I wanted to tell you about that play too, because when he was talking about it, I was watching it live, man. I was watching that live. Like he shot a shot, and he's like, "Oh, I got a shot," and you see the camera just go zooming right past where the other player was and got the shot. And I'm like, "What the hell are you
so he did.
doing?"
So Beasley, see, now that's what I mean. That's the criteria that you need to make a move. Because if that happens, I'm not even screaming on Beasley. I'm just showing him the play, and I'm like, you know why you're on the bench now, right?
Facts.
You're a six. You're a six man. You don't like it now. You can get traded. Go ahead and make a problem out of it. Because if I have to tell an NBA player what not to do in that play, like we're talking about his effort and stuff. Like you know what I mean? In the beginning of the season, I'm so disappointed, right? Because I was on him and I gave him props. And I said he's fighting, he's shooting the lights out right now. He's not a big defensive stopper, but at least he's fighting. If you turn around and you did that, after I gave you that cosign, go right. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Go right to the bench. You're right in what you call it? You feel me? That's how I feel about it, right? You're right in detention. Go right to detention,
Right.
bro. Somebody asked the question: if we get Caruso, do you start over Beasley? If Beasley did that, there's no question.
There's no question.
What?
Yeah, he gotta. He got
What?
to.
Ooh,
Go right
I
to the
wanted to,
bench.
I wanted to tell you
Get out
about
of
what
here.
What up,
Giannis said
Saul
after,
Cali?
because I think Big Shaq lead up to it, but he didn't say the other part. He said that the Bucks pretty much we thinking like these teams gonna just lay down for us.
Yeah.
And that's the problem too. We can't be saying because we're the Bucks, these teams gonna lay down. These teams getting
The fact.
everything they can against this team. It's like they
Mm-hmm.
want to go up there, they want to beat us, and it's like they're not going to just say, they're the Bucks, we're gonna lay down. No, they're gonna come for us, this past weekend proved why this team needs to wake up, stop trying to be slow boating like we always been telling them, and then if they don't want to win, the guys don't want to be here to win, get them out of here. I
Facts.
mean, this is not a free ride. You got to work. This is you here to work. You're here to just get a ride. You're here to work. And if they don't want to be here, get them out of here.
Also, to that comment,
Fact.
Go ahead, Randy.
I agree. Because every team put it, gave us that best A game this season.
Yeah, that's true. Agreed.
Yeah.
We do not know what the heck we are doing out there.
Brandon tight. Go ahead, Brandon.
Bro, we let these biased teams go.
You are looking stressed, bro. You
Bro,
looking stressed right
Brandon
now.
look tight, bro.
He's
Go
like,
ahead,
man,
Brandon.
no, man, it's teams, man.
You looking
I'm
stressed.
with you. I'm with you. I, so
He took it.
I watch this team play. Man. It's like I'm window like this team. Like I need to turn the TV off.
Yeah, we shouldn't be this frustrated this early in the season, even with the new parts. Like I said, they're taking consideration. It took a while for the Miami Heat when LeBron, Bosh, and Wade got together. It took them like 30 games before we started seeing them going on they won 15 in a row, blah, blah, blah. Now they're starting to heat up. And also, let's put this out there too now. They was getting at Spoelstra the same way they was getting at Adrian Griffin right now at the same points of the season. This is true now. I try to keep it 100. That's 100% true. You know what I'm saying?
I
The
mean,
same.
I mean, most of us in here also have the luxury of also being Packer fans, right? You know
Right.
what I mean? And so we saw a very similar dynamic playing out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, Jordan Love is brand new, but the defense on that team
Right.
shouldn't be suffering like this. I remember on this
Right.
chat, it was like the one time we
Right.
talked Packers.
Right.
It was one of the things that I brought up. How many first rounders do we have on defense for us to be
Bruh.
playing like
The
this?
whole
Do you
defense is
really want
first
me to go
rounders
nuts?
damn near. Right.
Right? You
They're
really
all
want me to go nuts? But now, like I was super. I was Brandon. Like I was tired. I was taking my hat off. I can't watch these dudes play right now without cursing somebody out, man. You look like you want to curse people out, bro. you look like the dude. I want to sit next to you on the subway, right? You look like you about to like spaz on somebody, right? But to their credit. And this is after we lost Rasul Douglas. This is after certain guys got injured. Not to turn a Bucks podcast into
Hey,
something else.
this
But the
Wisconsin
light
talk. Go
bulb went
ahead.
off.
Yeah.
But the light bulb went off. Certain concepts started to cement in. Like, you know what I mean? And people got tired of getting embarrassed. And
Right.
sometimes it takes that kind of outside world criticism to engender in you an us against the world mentality. You know what I
this
mean?
loss.
Look at all of. Say again.
You said that loss they had against the Pacers in front of millions of people, that embarrassed them. You
Yeah,
could tell from Giannis' face, he was
they're
embarrassed
not
when
even
they
Yeah.
lost
looking
that
at
game.
us now. They're not even looking at us on the same level as Boston, right? You know what I mean? They were like, whatever conversations that Milwaukee was in with Boston, we didn't want to hear it right now. It's like trying to earn your trust back all over again, right? That's what Milwaukee was hearing. The Boston pundits love this. They ate this, right? You know what I mean? I watched The Ringer. The only time that we get brought up is when there's drama.
That's it.
Right,
Yep.
you know what I mean, and so we
Oh, it
we
was beat
got we
up.
definitely got brought up when it came to this, So it's like the vultures were circling these young dudes. It's not even. if I saw it, and I'm not a social media dude, right? If I saw it, you know they saw it, and they're tired of being. I in my mind, I would think you're getting tired of losing like this,
Right.
right? I know I was watching that game against the Pacers, and I was talking to Bobby specifically because I remember Bobby had said in one of his interviews, "We need to start better. We can't keep relying on these last minute games." So I'm sitting there saying, "Well, Bobby, is it all talk with you, or am I actually going to see what it is you said?" You know, because I'm looking at his game in particular. It was trash on that particular game.
Right.
I think they're going to do better.
I
I
agree.
have hope they're going to do better because I know that the talent is there, but there will be some major shifting. Coming out of this, Beasley, you're not starting anymore. That's just the end of it, period, point blank. That's it, bro.
We need
You're
to
coming
go
off the
defense.
bench.
Not to interject. Hey,
We need to go
hey,
defense.
Brandon, finish your comment. I'm gonna tap in Gibson after you finish your comment. Go ahead, Brandon.
I want to ask them.
Mm-hmm.
This, this, this has been um a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but if Derek got one step down, Coach Griffin instead of that to go figure something out, figure out the defense and offense. Because, and also, we need to quit playing guys 30 minutes, 40 minutes a game.
But we have to now because we ain't winning without doing that. That's the problem. That's the problem. We don't want to
All
do
right.
that, but we have to do that due to the games being too close. And that's why people be like, under Bud, we used to blow people out. And then Giannis was playing 30 minutes, getting 30 points, 27, 28 minutes, getting 30. And that's the difference under this new regime. We got to play harder, longer to win games. Versus before, our problem wasn't the regular season, it's the playoffs. So right now, our problem is in the regular season, and we haven't even gotten to the playoffs yet. You know what I'm saying? So
I
I'm
honestly
hoping
think we're
I'm
going to be
hoping we can
okay.
get a change of pace here. Brandon, but let me just pop in Gibson and just tap back in a second, bro.
I got you.
All right, let me tap you in. I'm gonna tap you in, Gibson.
All right, Brandon. Honestly, think we're going to be okay. I honestly
Okay.
look at the entire Bucks team as in the same way that I looked at the Packers wide receiver core.
Okay.
Right? When Rogers was there, he was like, "These guys are just not getting it. I can't throw. We can't even utilize the offense because these guys don't know where it is they're supposed to go." Right? And I just think that certain things do take time,
Right.
and it's frustrating to me as well watching it. Certain things do take time. I honestly think that when it comes to like the concepts, like one of the things Mr. Cool, I see him popping in the chat with, is that we look disorganized. I think that
Mm,
level of organization comes with more comfort
agreed.
in the concepts that are trying to be run, and that comes with time, especially if you're not getting the time to practice, because in practice that's where you would go through all of these concepts, and we would and it would be like one of those things where we're not leaving the court until everybody understands what it is we're doing. So call your wives, call your children. We're not going home until you
Until we
guys
get this right.
understand
Yeah.
what it right. And they don't have the time to do that. They're not getting the time to do that. They're getting these games to do that. So the games are the practices. The practice is supposed to be the dojo. We train in here, we make our mistakes in here so that when we get into a real situation, we know how to fight.
Right.
It's not happening, right? And so that's happening in these games. So these games are going to be where you see the mistakes. And in the early part of the season, there's going to be a lot of these frustrated moments. I'm willing to accept that as long as there's effort. What
Right.
I, as a fan, am not going to accept
Without
is
any.
people celebrating and getting run by, people who
That's
refuse
a.
to play, and the because that's not a I lack knowledge of what it is I'm supposed to do. It's not a play ignorance. That's a player problem. And if you're doing that, you can get out of here. That's where I say then we can move a player. It wouldn't be moving a player because he doesn't know what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now no one knows what they're doing. It
Right.
would be moving a player if you have
No
that
effort.
poisoned mindset. You know what I'm saying? So, and he said, how much practice time are opposing teams getting? How much opposing teams started brand new coaches?
Right.
Like if we're asking that question, it's a brand new coach and a brand new system with a brand new point guard. How many other teams match that criteria?
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot going on in Milwaukee as far as
And it's
change
gonna
is
take
concerned,
time.
right?
But that's why. But that's why I keep
Yeah.
using Miami Heat as a reference because it was the exact same thing. Spoelstra was a new coach. You got superstar talent and Wade, LeBron, and Bosh, and they wanted Spoelstra out of there around this same time. We talking about getting rid of Griffin, and
Which is
maybe
crazy because he's the best coach in basketball right
so
now.
we don't. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe we'll get that with
Exactly.
Griffin over time. I'm just looking at both sides of the fence, and I'm talking for both sides. And if you're pro Griffin, that would be what I would hang my hat on. Is that other teams that with this type of superstar power have gone through this, and it took time as well. So we should give Griffin the same leeway as Spoelstra got with Miami Heat, and it was even probably more eyes on them because of LeBron. He was able to figure it out, and now Spoelstra is considered one of the best coaches in the NBA. Maybe the same can be said about Spoelstra moving forward. I mean about Adrian Griffin moving forward. So
I just want
maybe
to real
give him
quick
some
say,
time. That's what I'm saying. Maybe by All-Star break we see a completely different team as far as effort, defense, and things like. Because offense is not our issue. Defense is what'll get us put out before the championship. That defense will be the
that's
problem.
a fact.
That's a
Can I
fact. But,
just give a real
yeah.
quick shout out
Yeah.
to Stacy Hanger, who made a good point? She
Mm.
said a lot of home games in December are a good opportunity to work out some of these kinks. I think that's
Yep.
a real good point
Shout
because
out
when
to
you're
Stacy.
home, yes, absolutely right. Because when you're home, you get more time to do that very thing that I'm saying we don't get a lot of time to do, which is practice. And when the team looks like this, but this is when it comes now we're gonna find out how together people are, right, and how much veteran leadership exists on this team, right? Because if they do have all this time in December, then we are having these meetings. Look, Saturday, we don't have a game on Saturday. That means we're all coming in on Saturday, 7 o'clock in
Facts.
the morning. It just is what it
Facts.
is, right? And we're here. If the problem is ignorance, if the problem is X's and O's, and people aren't able to play fast, and because we're confused and we don't know what it is we want to do, and so we lack confidence, and we don't know what we're supposed to do in a situation like this, then come Saturday, this is remedial training, right? Because we're too good to be looking confused out on the floor. Now, maybe you don't get an opportunity to do this on the road as much, but you definitely get an opportunity to do it at home. Because you definitely, at the end of the day, still get to go home and sleep in your own bed,
Right.
right? So you will see your families again. Just understand that most of your day is going to be here. You don't have anything better to do if you're getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball. So come Saturday, we're going to train basketball. That's what I'm saying.
Right. And
And we'll
before you
see
go,
what it
and
is.
before you go any further, Mr. Smith, we got Gibson on the line. We need the intro,
Absolutely.
Gibson. Please do what you do,
Absolutely.
sir. Yeah, go ahead, Gibson.
Absolutely. The
Peace and love,
joy.
peace and love to Daniel and Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, you cracked me up on that one just now.
The joy. He is the joy of the chat.
Right, that's
Oh
it.
man,
So tell
that's
me
a
how
good
you
one
feel
though.
about this topic. This has been a hot
Oh
topic
man,
for I would say at least the last 3 lives. This has been a hot topic. So how do you feel about Marcus Smart, Caruso, Adrian Griffin? Let me get your time and let's chop it up. Go ahead.
first of all, I want to say shout out to Daniel because this is my first time seeing him in the chat. Shout out Daniel,
There it is.
shout out, Mr. Smith. Man, Cheaper, you doing the wrong job. Cheaper, you coach this team because you got more knowledge than Adrian Griffin.
They for sure don't want
Uh,
me. What? And like I said, I had to verify from chat if Beasley even did what it is I was told that he did. That would not. Look. You'd have saw a chair come across the floor if I
Oh,
would have
yo,
saw
getting
that.
on R.I.P. Bobby Knight. R.I.P.
Yeah,
Bobby Knight.
that
oh man,
or
oh
for
man.
those
Ah,
who
okay,
know this,
Amber.
what you call it. If you know, you know. You ever been up to the Rucker? You see
Right.
something going crazy? Yeah, that would have been a Rucker Park moment. Are you nuts? Are you kidding me? We're
Uh,
out here getting blasted, and you sitting there letting people run by you because
Right.
it's more
I see you,
important
Mr.
for you to
Cool.
do the smurder dance or whatever it is you're doing. I'd have
Murder
lost it.
dance is
I'd have
wild.
lost it. You'd be like,
oh man.
get this dude away
So
from me. This dude who's never played in the league away. Get him away from me. I'd have been letting him have it. I'm not the guy for that job. I'm just telling you, I'm not the guy for that job.
All right.
All right.
I'm good.
So I'm
All
about to
right.
get up out of here in a few minutes. I'm gonna let you send us home. I'm gonna get through the last couple of comments. Then I'm gonna get out of here. We almost 2 hours in. Man, this time be going by fast. Chopping up with Bucks Nation. Salute the Bucks Nation. Salute the Bucks Nation. Hey, let's get the
Salute.
likes up, y'all, before we get up out of here, y'all. Let's get them likes up. And let you finish, Gibson. Then we gonna have Mr. Smith with his last words, and Daniel. But go ahead, Gibson.
All right, now I'm gonna like what you said. When I watched that game with the Pacers and the Bucks, man, it broke my heart. It broke my heart a lot. I really wanted us to win that game to advance so we could
Mm,
play the Lakers, but it broke my heart. Griffin, he don't know what he doing. He look lost out there. The team don't know what they doing. It's like
I see you, Jeff.
when are we gonna figure it out? Because we can't be doing it in the regular season. We supposed to be then have everything organized. So
Hmm.
we what happened to the zone defense that we was playing?
It
We
got
sticking with
killed. The zone defense got shredded against Indiana, unfortunately. But it was used too much. Like that's supposed to be a change of pace thing, and he just, I we got to get. I don't know, Griffin, bruh. All right,
well, it,
go ahead, Gibson.
so now with the Marcus Smart situation, I rather us get Alex Caruso because if
Okay,
we get Marcus Smart, we'll have to trade away Portis, and we
right.
don't want to do it like with Mr.
That
Smith
will
said.
be that be we're losing too much size. I agree with that.
Right.
All right, all right,
So
Daniel, your last word, sir.
Well, like everybody said in the soul chat, we don't want Bobby to be gone.
All right.
But about they got embarrassed for the millions of people, and you got these, so-called experts talking about, Bucks ain't on the level with Boston. Like that same team lost to the Pacers too. I mean, they're a good quality
all
team. I
right.
know they're not a
Yeah.
top team, but overall, this team needs to wake up. They're third in the East right now. Yeah, we're like, people gonna say, "Oh, you guys still third in the East? Why are you complaining?" I'm like, we see the future. What's gonna happen if they don't change it? It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter that we'll playoffs lose in the first round again. And you had this conversation if y'all gonna try to ask for a trade or not. We don't want that happening. We want this
Right.
team at least get to the point they need to do to be in a championship. And they needs to step up and get some more shots in, and not wait. If you hot, go for it. Take it over. Like that's
Right.
what him to do. Take it over. He don't have to stop trying to you get your points, and I get my points, you get my points. You mean no, take it over. That's
Right.
what they
No,
need to do.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Mr. Smith, your last words before we get up out of here, sir. Send us home.
So I do feel like we'll be all right, and I do feel like the confusion is going to come. It's going to clear up with time, right? We haven't been getting an opportunity to practice these concepts that have been drastically different from coach to coach. I think we'll get some of that, and I think that the more we play along the season, I think we'll be all right. As far as the X's and O's. Now the mentality, I think this was a game that was important for us to be embarrassed like that because this is ammunition that you can use to change the mentality, right? What you did lost you the game against a team that was less talented than you. Now you can keep on with the old habits, but you
Mm-hmm.
lost to the Pacers twice now. And the second time, you lost in a game that you wanted to get. Maybe not as much as you should have, but you wanted to get, and you lost anyway. Waiting and just kind of putting it in cruise control and brushing your waves, and everybody's sitting there cool on the sideline. Well, that cool stuff lost you the game. And if it were up to me, it would have lost some starters their position. Like I
Facts.
Yep.
said, the Beasley would not
I
be
agree.
starting again if it were me, right?
I agree.
So what are you going to do now moving forward?
They
Someone
gotta
who was
bite. The Bucks
co-signing
gotta
Beasley.
bite
I'm
down at
saying,
this point. Pride should be coming into play.
right.
Regard, they need to bite down, and tomorrow is the first step through from biting down and starting to and putting what happened in the rear view mirror and seeing what's in the windshield straight ahead. And we need to be full steam ahead from the first quarter, from the tip. We need to be giving 100% effort.
Fact.
Giannis Antetokounmpo should not be the only person on the Bucks giving 100% effort all 4 quarters. Giannis
That's
ain't
a
Agree.
perfect.
fact.
Giannis is not perfect. I know that, but I'll be damned if our best player is the only person giving 100% effort, and then our second best player only gives effort when it's in dire straits. We
Hmm.
have to be in dire straits before Dame start becoming Dame. I'm tired of that. I want to see Dame giving 100% effort right away. I want to see everybody matching Giannis's intensity. Giannis is not scoring 30 plus by accident. It's effort, it's intensity. That's what's missing with this team. And if you're gonna be if that's our leader, we should be an example of our leader, which is Giannis. Throw the coach out of there. That's our on the floor. That's our leader. That's our champion. That's our Finals MVP. He's leading the way. Why are they not following suit? Who do you guys think you are playing with somebody like that, where you think you should be able to play with him, and you in third gear, he in sixth gear, and you think that that's okay? There
Man,
needs to
don't
be
make any.
accountability. Hell, you know what? Giannis need to do it on top of it. If they're not leading, if they don't understand to see what you're doing, that they need to play at your level, then you need to tell them, hey, if y'all don't play on my level, I'm gonna get you up out of here. And that should be a fact. I'm tired of what I'm seeing here. Who are you to
Oh
jog
man,
up the court if you see this man running? He weighed triple, quadruple what you making, and he giving 100% effort every game. If anybody should be able to lay off a game or two, it should be Jan. You don't never see him lay off no games. If we win
no.
about 50, we lose about 50. He giving the same effort. Who are these clowns on this team to think they can do half of that and it's okay? Or it's acceptable. Or I'll do it when it matters the most. It matters from the jump. It matters when you come in the arena. When you park your car, it start mattering then. Unbelievable.
Hey,
We better see a whole new Bucks team starting tomorrow at Fiserv Forum in front of friends and family playing these punks down the street. Period.
hey,
I want to
hey, I'm
see it
about.
Please tell me you
tomorrow.
clip that.
Hey, I'm
Please
You
about
tell me
like
kidding
you
to.
me?
clip that.
Hey, I'm about like to say one question before you go. I'll bring it up again, and I glad Daniel and Mr. Smitty. I'll bring it up again. Why doesn't the Milwaukee Bucks just hire Mark Jackson and make him Adrian Griffin lead assistant coach? I leave it right there. I leave it right there.
But I don't
I'm
know
for
if
that.
I don't know if Mark Jackson is allowed to do anything like that anymore, but I feel you. But send us home, Gibson. Send us home, Gibson.
Come on, baby.
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessing. I hoping the Bucks do well tomorrow. We
It
could put
ain't no
all this
hope.
to
See,
bed.
no. We're not doing none of this hope stuff. We got 275 Hall of Fame players. I'm not doing no hope. We're winning
We, we,
tomorrow. It ain't no
we
hope.
got
How we
we
got
got
two
ready
Hall
to
of
go.
Fame players and we talking
We
about hope
got
or maybe? It ain't no
we got
maybes. We're winning
we got
tomorrow.
we got to
Th-
come out tomorrow
This
and
team
make an
don't even want to play together. How do we lose against a team that don't want to play together? No,
we
it
got to
ain't
make
no
it.
hope. We're not doing no hope today. No. No hope
We
today.
got
We're winning tomorrow. We're starting to make statements. We need to start putting people in backwoods moving forward starting Monday. People need to be getting put in backwoods, period. All this hope
I'm
or maybe
I'm
or I hope we
I'm
have 4 good quarters. I hope that this. What is all this hope business? We got a team that's supposed to be winning a championship. It shouldn't be no hope. It should just be this is happening. Man, all right,
what
man.
you
Yeah,
got.
we gonna see. We'll
Woo!
chop it up with y'all tomorrow, man. After
Praise
the
the
game,
coach,
I'll be
son.
home probably before 10. I'll let y'all know in the chat. Comment, Lex
Hey, we
Please tell
hope.
me
subscribe.
you clip that.
Bro, he'll.
Please
Oh,
tell me you clip that.
Daniel
I'm
gonna
dead.
do it later.
I got you. I
Oh,
got
yeah,
you. I'm gonna
Daniel
be
gonna do it later. But I'm gonna
You
holler
going
at y'all,
viral.
man. Peace, love, like my
Hey,
boy Gibson
we
said.
hope we
All
hope
right, go
we
chat.
hope Griffin
All right,
taking notes.
I'm gonna get through a
We
couple
hope
more of these
Griffin.
comments and I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. Salute. All right,
We hope
y'all.
Salute
Griffin
y'all.
taking.
All right,
We hope. We
all
hope
right.
Griffin taking notes. We hope Griffin taking a lot of notes, but we want him to take notes.
All right, go. Oh man, I done got out of character out here thinking about these Bucks. I'll be in the building at 5 tomorrow. Ridiculous, some of this. Underground Hub was good. DFS is a great 3-and-D. Okay. Sal Cali was good, but Mr. Smith, to be fair, Dame, no one passed the ball to him. Dame didn't touch the ball for the 3:45 minute mark. He asked for the ball a few times and no one passed him. That's a fact. Respect, Sal Cali, my boy, Mr. Cool. Every issue is outstanding. The panel is discussing. All falls back on coaching. Hey, Mr. Cool ain't playing with them colors. Let's get them likes up, y'all. Come on, y'all. Let's try to get close to 70 likes. We got 61 now, y'all. Appreciate you. Got a plan, Stan said. Facts, Mr. Cool. Marvin Childs said fans must realize Lillard always started seasons on a slow note, then picks it up mid to late season. In addition, the man is going through a divorce and trying to claim custody and battle for his kids. Good point. We are forgetting about that. D-Boy Wood said that will help Caruso or Smart, but the drop defense still suck. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the drop defense. I've never been. Mr. Cool, I've been with you and I've been saying that. Great coaches game plan around their talent. Yes. Shout out to Mr. Cool. Othello Rucker was good. They was confused as F at the end. Yeah, we was looking crazy out there. Ben Dover. I don't know if that was like the Simpson joke type of thing, but you funny for that. Bucks don't have the assets. Absolutely, we do. We have the assets, but do we want to give them up is a question. Got a plan. Stan said, yeah, we played zone for like 10 games, a ton, and then we went back to not playing it much at all. Like the OFC, they're gonna be bad at it when they haven't hardly done it for 2 weeks or more. Good point. Good point. Keno Hamilton said every game Bucks lost wasn't on the players. Griffin got out coached. There's a lot of we gonna see how they play tomorrow, but we might have to do a separate pod on just talking about Coach Griffin and our honest opinions. Got a plan stance that there's zero consistency with Griff. Agreed. He said he killed us in the paint. Valid. Fletcher says D'Antoni available. I believe so. AB, what's good? Salute, fam. Good to see you out here. Bryce, what's good? We need a tough-minded defender. Smart is my choice. Underground Hub said Bucks really struggle when Giannis is off the floor. A bit. I agree. Daniel Yeager said he's trash. Who's trash? Proper G said Portis is straight up trash. Nah, he having a bad stretch, bro. I won't call him trash. He having a bad stretch. B Shack said, in fairness, Coach Griffin, I always say he probably had better defensive personnel in Toronto when it comes to the backcourt, and that than he does. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. He's trying to put a square in a circle. That's my whole point. Is why I'm saying what I'm saying. That he needs the and Mr. Cool saying that he needs a game plan around his personnel. What up, Eli? I want Smart just because I know Smart wants his revenge, and that's good for the league. Agreed. Bryce said we have too many nice guys on this team. We need a PJ Tucker type to infuse some toughness on this team. And yes, we need to rid ourselves of Robin for a tough mobile big man. Agreed. I don't know if PJ Tucker has much left in the tank at this point, so I wouldn't look for him. But I get the point that you're making, which is probably why you would lean towards Marcus Smart. Gibson said, love your knowledge, B-Shack. Absolutely. Appreciate B-Shack, Mr. Smith, and everybody knowledge in the chat. That's why I said what make this so dope is everybody know what they talking about. It's not too many people. There's a couple of a couple people that come out of left field sometime, but for the most part, if you're looking at basketball knowledge and acumen and you a Bucks fan, this is where you need to be. Look at what these people are saying is joining live. All of it is logical and makes sense. And that's what makes this beautiful with friends and family here in this community that we build it. It's all people that are logical and respectful. No disrespect is going on in the chat. Everybody voicing their opinion, being heard. This is what this is all about, man. Salute the Bucks Nation. That's what we doing here. We grinding for that. Oh, my boy, Mr. 414 was good. You ain't late. You on time, bro. We still here. I'm about to get up out of here, but salute. Isaac Jackson said, can we trade a coach? I think I've seen that done in football, but not in basketball. I remember they traded Marvin. I can't remember the dude from the Jets, the light-skinned dude. I can't remember his name, but I remember he got traded. Get through a couple more comments. I'm going to hop up out of here. Shout out to the chat. Fletcher 12 said, yo, Am, are you drafting anyone from Marquette, UWM, or Whiskey this year? And why don't the Bucks ever draft from their own backyard? I don't know why that is. They Marquette, if I was going to draft anybody, be from Marquette. Marquette seems that their talent seems to pan out a lot better in the NBA than the other schools. I'm not sure why that is. What up, Todd Freeman? Middleton should be the shooting guard, not Beasley, and start Portis at power forward. Giannis small forward, pick and roll, defense terrible. It's coaching. Interesting. Okay. What up, Stacy? A lot of home games in December. A good opportunity to work out those kinks. A salute. Agreed. Stacy says, salute to the best chat on YouTube and the best Bucks podcast on YouTube. We got to put that out there, too, so we make sure that we trying to build this, y'all. Let's get them likes up, too. We trying to build here, y'all. Shout out to Stacy. See if I miss anybody before we get up out of here. Aw, 7Z, what's good? Relying on Dame to take over games will not help the Bucks win the title. He is a small guy who can do that 1 or 2 games in a series. Valid point. Shout out to you, 7Z. Got a plan, says Spit, and Spit, appreciate you, bro. I know more than you. What's good? Cool, cool, get rid of Thanasis. See if Giannis sticks around. Y'all wild for even mentioning it. Yeah. Mr. Smith, you coach a team and I hold your clip for. Shout out. Shout out. The Rock news never stops. Chill out. Chill out. Mr. Smith said salute to B-Shack. Absolutely. Come playoffs, they'll murder a team like Indiana. Probably gentleman sweep. I like that. Shout out to you. The Rock never stops. Shout out to you. Bucks number 1 said, Amber, are you ever willing to do a live stream during the Bucks game and play-by-play react? Absolutely. I'm working on it. I got some with a different website where I can kind of do that. I actually got it set up. I just got to make sure I'm okay to start sharing with y'all. But I got something where I can literally, legally watch the game, play by play, and live stream it with y'all. So I'm working on that. Just give me a little bit. I got that coming. I keep telling you, I'm gonna keep advancing. As long as y'all keep supporting, keep liking the content, I'm gonna try to make this as dynamic as possible and try to make this your one-stop shop for everything Bucks. You see, I'm posting all the stuff that happened on Twitter and the community tab. We talk about any rumors. I'm really trying to make this community as big as possible and the one-stop shop for Bucks Nation. You know what I'm saying? That's really the goal. I want to take over this coming year. For real, for real. I'm coming after everybody. Let me get these last couple comments. Mr. Smith said, at the Rock, people are reacting to what they see and they want better effort. Nothing wrong with that. They go 7 for 3 over their next 20. They're not doing that with poor effort. Facts. Facts. Marvin Child said, Amber, off topic, shout out to the Packers at the 7th seed right now. Lions 9-4, sliding on ice. Go Pack. Yeah. If it wasn't for the Bucks game, I would have probably did a Packers live tomorrow. Maybe we'll just talk about both tomorrow. We'll talk about the Bucks game and the Packers game since they'll be going on simultaneously. So let's do that tomorrow. Let's talk about both. Got a plan, Stan. So you're gonna get on that playback network? Bingo. It's already it's pretty much happened. I just want to double check a few things before I just jump out the window and start posting. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm on. That's exactly they'd already reached out. It's kind of already situated, but I just want to. I'm a person that need to dot my I's and cross my T's before I do anything. I'm kind of meticulous how I do stuff. Hopefully you can tell by my presentation of this channel and all of that stuff. So yeah, that's coming next. Absolutely. Shout out to you. Got a plan, Stan. I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. If y'all haven't already, please hit the like button. The reason we ask for that helps in the algorithm for more people to see this outstanding and electrifying content. The way people see that is by you hitting the like button. So I appreciate y'all for doing that. If you could do that before y'all get up out of here. Salute. Yeah. Hey, bro, I'm on it, bro. I'm telling you, I'm trying to take over with y'all for this Buck stuff. I am going to take over with y'all help and y'all liking videos and all that. The takeover is happening. I'm telling you, that's what's going to 2024. I'm gonna keep bringing new stuff to the mix. How many other Bucks podcasts are having people hop on and interacting like this? This is revolutionary what we doing here. This is the foundation of something big that's coming. I'm telling y'all. This is going to be it for Bucks News. I'm telling y'all. That's what I'm on. Dead serious. And always let a participating of the great people to pop on this live. Mr. Smith, B-Shack, Mr. Cool, Daniel, Brandon, Gibson, Chitty, all these people, AB, Orlando. So many people hop on with great Bucks now. Nick, one of the few females that pop on this. This is great. Don't y'all just see the variety of people and where they from here talking Bucks? This is a great place to come and vent, and that's what we here for, and that's what the platform is here for us to build together. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the chat, man. For real. I'm going to get up out of here. I'm Amber. This is Amber's Logic. Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news. We're talking about a likely trade scenario with the Bucks and Memphis Grizzlies that would include Pat Connaughton, Marjon Beauchamp, and Bobby Portis and a second round pick via the Blazers for Marcus Smart and a few other options like Caruso and coaching. Please like the comments. Please subscribe. Please share. Gone.